Hugh, 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 Hugh. Hugh Grant, you're back. Are you excited?
Yes, I am.
Tell me what sport means to you. I know you're a big sports fan. What sports do you like playing and what sports do you like watching?
Well, let's see now. I mean, I'm going through a big tennis obsession at the moment. I was a golf addict for many years. I poured 12 years of my life down the golf drain. And then my wife rescued me. She's a tennis player.
Okay.
So now I'm mad about tennis. But I can barely move. And she's really good and I'm old.
Sport unites us is the theme. I know you're a big fan of everything that Laureus does and has done over the years. Why do you think sport has such an impact in people's lives?
I think Nelson Mandela probably had that right. It does have strange powers. And you know, you sometimes see sort of lost kids. I look at my own kids and think, I really hope they get into sport, just because it's such a wonderful focus in life. You know, apart from being healthy and all the rest of it, teaches you the value of teamwork, discipline, all those things, and companionship. You know, in a fractured world.
I can't imagine a man like you gets very nervous at events like this, but is there any sports stars in particular you might see tonight and be a little bit starstruck?
Yeah, I just saw a few in the lobby of the hotel. I was very starstruck. Chris Hoy, Emerson Fittipaldi, names to conjure with.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You can't. I keep having to remember that you've got to call Chris Sir Chris now, and it's a bit odd, isn't it?
Oh, you do, yes.
I must remember that. So. Thank you so much for your time. Good luck tonight.
All right, thanks a lot. Yeah, cheers.
Manuela, welcome to Berlin. First and foremost, you're on time. Everyone else seems a bit late. You're a good timekeeper then.
I'm from Switzerland, I kind of have to, so...
I would have thought everyone being an athlete has to be on time for training, but these guys just turn up when they want, don't they, when it's red carpet?
Well, I think the traffic is pretty bad, so that's a bit of an excuse, I guess.
Do you like these kind of events? Do you like dressing up and mingling with the other guys in your sports?
It is a very special day and a very special evening. It's really fun once or twice a year, but I prefer my more comfortable clothes for training. So, but it is a special event. Yeah.
You've been training hard and you've had a lot of success this year. So much so you're recognised tonight. You're a nominee. What does it feel like to be a nominee for the Laureus World Sports Awards, first and foremost?
Wow, when I found out that I was one of the nominees alongside all these really great and strong athletes, it was just, it was so touching and emotional also, because this is really like a big deal. So it's a great recognition of my sport and it's great to be here and I'm very proud. I feel very honored.
Have you prepared a speech in case it is you?
That's not my thing actually. I'm not a good speaker, I'm not a person of big words and long words, but you know, I think I'll just figure something out if it should happen, so.
I'm sure it'll be fine. Listen, enjoy the evening. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Alice Ty, welcome to Berlin. You're on time. Well done. That's the first thing.
Yeah, thank you. It's
You're
not
going to keep in time?
No.
Okay. Oh, how come you're here so early? Who brought you?
We get like schedules and it said that my arrival time was 20 to 5.
Wow.
So I thought I was late, but apparently I've done well for once.
You have done well. You look beautiful.
Thank you very much.
It's uber cool. You've gone for the Doc Martens as well. Was that all part of the plan?
No, I didn't know there was a dress code. No, so I just, I can't wear heels anyway to events and I find shoe shopping a struggle. So I was like, I'm just going to wear Docs. But apparently it fits the theme, so you know.
It's worked out perfectly,
yeah.
Actually. Congratulations on the nomination this evening.
Thank you.
What does that mean to you?
It's crazy. I'm not processed it yet, because obviously it would make me one of the top 6 para-athletes across all sports and both genders, which is insane because I'm still like 12-year-old Alice who just nips to the pool every now and then to swim. So yeah, I don't think it'll ever kind of sink in. It just blows my mind.
I was going to say, you've done so much at such an early age, haven't you? And there's so much more to do. And I know that you struggled with the sport a little bit at the start, and then you found music, the ukulele, which helped you control the emotions. Have you brought the ukulele to Berlin, or is it staying?
I haven't brought it, unfortunately.
But it is something you use a lot.
Yeah, I play a lot of instruments, and I play in a band. I play guitar, which is great fun, and it's just a nice kind of side thing from swimming, and it's just a great kind of release of any stress because no one's really judging. It's just a bit of fun with my mates, and yeah.
I heard a rumour that you like to do Strictly Come Dancing, but I've had a look at the schedule, and you're going to struggle with the Paralympics.
Yeah.
It's going to have to wait. Tokyo, how are you feeling about it? What are your thoughts? How's the form going in there?
Yeah, I'm really excited for Tokyo. I actually trained with some of the youth German para-swimmers this morning.
Did you?
Yeah, which was lovely. And it's really cool because one of the girls, she was a massive fan. And I can't get over that. It was really cool. But I felt honoured to train with them and that they let me kind of share their pool.
I'm like a sporting geek walking around the place and seeing these amazing names, and it must be amazing. It's incredible now that's happening to you. People are recognising your achievements, which is what it's all about for you, isn't it?
Yeah, for sure. I think as well because it happens too often, and I keep hearing it, stories about children who have disabilities and they really struggle to find themselves. And it's because mainly they don't have any role models who they can relate to. And I really think just developing the Paralympic movement is such an important thing, because hopefully one day people will grow up and they'll be thinking, you know what, so-and-so is like me and look what they've achieved, and so-and-so's done this, and they'll know that there aren't any limits even though they've got a disability.
Listen, all the very best in Tokyo, but for now, good luck this evening.
Thanks.
Got a speech prepared if you will?
No.
I think you'll be fine.
I think I might cry.
Will you?
I hope not.
Crying's good for the telly, isn't it?
Yeah, but it's not good for makeup. And I'm not good enough to redo it, so
You'll be fine.
Thanks.
Thanks, Alice.
Thank you.
Oh my goodness, it's like the skate park has come to the red carpet. We're surrounded by very cool people. Also, I feel like I've got the fashion completely wrong now because you guys are uber cool. Rhys, if I start with you, can I ask you a little bit about the event with Tony Hawk yesterday, what it was like? How was it?
Então, eu amei, porque sempre foi um sonho conhecer Tony Hawk, porque é a maior lenda do skate. E de estar perto de todo mundo sempre foi um sonho.
Yes. Do I speak in the mic?
Yes.
Yes, I loved it because it was the biggest dream ever to meet Tony Hawk personally, in person, and it was great being with people together in the skate park.
Lovely stuff. And you didn't leave a skateboard somewhere for your fans to find it. I know you sometimes do that on Instagram. By the way, this little man over here is Ocean. He's just going to do some tricks in a minute. His big sister is Sky Brown. Sky, it's lovely to have you here. What's it been like? Have you been to these kind of events before?
Well, I have been to awards before, but not like this big.
Okay.
So it's really cool.
It's big. I'm freaking out with the amount of sports stars here. I'd imagine Tony Hawk is a hero of yours as well, is he?
Yes, he is, amazing. I really think he's really cool because I think he shows that age doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Well, he's not really old.
I hope you didn't say that to him, Sky. He's not that old.
No, he's not super old. I just think it's cool that he shows that. I don't know. Because he still does 900s. I think it's cool.
Okay, I don't know what that is, but it sounds very impressive. I'd imagine that's a few times round.
I think it's 3 times around. 900.
900. Let's go with that. Let's go with that for the sake of the time and me not knowing. Jenny, you were there yesterday as well. It's pretty incredible to see the generations of skateboarders coming together. The whole theme of this is sport unites us. Can you give us an idea what it was like yesterday at the skate park?
Yeah, it was cool to teach some kids some skate stuff, like they're learning kick flips or you're just skating down a stair or something. It was super fun with all the kids.
Brilliant. Look, it's good to see you all tonight. Good luck. I know you're nominated tonight, Rhys, so good luck tonight. Would you like to say anything, Ocean? Excellent. He does his talking on the board, I think. Can you do a little trick before you go? Is that right? I'll take these for safety in general. So here we go. This is Race Leal, Sky Brown. Come on. Come on, Ocean. You get involved in as well. 3, 2, 1. Oh, yeah, that's superb. Victoria, nice to see you in Berlin. You look lovely.
Well, thank you very
Are
much.
you wearing trainers?
I'm not, actually.
Oh.
Mainly because this dress is too long, I'd probably trip over it, and that's embarrassing.
I can see the pose. You're getting good at this posing at the carpet events. I've seen it. It's like blue steel. Did you know the theme was uber cool?
Uber cool, which is something I am totally not.
You are uber cool.
No!
A lot of people didn't know there was a theme, but have seemed to have pulled it off anyway.
Oh.
You're just enjoying tonight?
I am. I'm enjoying tonight. It's a great event to come to. I think being in the presence of so many incredible athletes and celebrating the good that sport can do. And I work with a few charities supported by Laureus, and they're very close to my heart. So I'm a big fan of this event.
I was just going to say that. I know you work closely with Laureus, and I suppose the theme for this weekend is sporting uniting people. How have you seen that with the projects that you visited?
Well, one of the projects that I work with is the Wave Project. So surfing is a relatively new sport for me, but an incredible community. Like, communities of surfers are very inclusive. It's not necessarily about performance. It's about just doing the best you can on the day you go out on the wave. And it's very much dictated by nature and totally different to my sporting background as a professional. So I love the fact that I can be involved with a new sport, a new community, and welcome people into that.
I know what you're like though when you get involved with a new sport, whether it's horse riding or surfing. Surfing now, of course, is in the...
Yes, how cool is that?
Are you ready to break an exclusive for us tonight?
No, honestly, I am like barely, I mean, I'd say I was a novice still, very much so.
You stand on the board?
Yeah, I can stand, I can pop up.
Oh, you can pop up, lovely. I won't ask you to do that in that dress.
Yeah. No.
Have a great night. Thanks for chatting to us.
You too.
Tony Hawk, a pleasure to see you in Berlin. First and foremost, Sky Brown was just here and said, for your age, your 900's not bad.
Oh, well, that's nice. All right. For her age, her McTwist is not bad. How's that?
I know you had a fun day yesterday. What was it like? And of course, there was an important message behind it.
It was really fun. We got to... We went to a skate park here, got to see some of the kids that are part of the High Five program, where they're taking refugees and introducing them to skateboarding and snowboarding and surfing and things like that, and showing them that they have the power to believe in themselves and have a sense of self-confidence that I believe skateboarding can provide. There were also some members from Skatistan, which is a program of education and skateboarding in Afghanistan, Cambodia, and South Africa. I'm a board member, and there's a documentary about some girls in Afghanistan that just won the Oscar last week.
Wow.
Called Learning to Skateboard in a War Zone.
Oh my goodness. It's like you're the guiding light with skateboarding, and it must have been a very proud moment for you as well yesterday with the new generation of stars coming through.
It's exciting. I mean, just the idea that girls like Raisa and Sky, who come from very different backgrounds, are on their way to becoming world champions, and because of their skills. You know, it's nothing else. You can't fake skateboarding.
Yeah.
So it's all about, do you walk the walk? And they definitely walk the walk, and it's exciting to think of a whole new generation that will be inspired by them.
And I know Berlin is actually a place that's quite close to your heart. Nice to be back here. I know on your social media this week you were posting pictures of jumping the wall back in the day.
Yeah, I was here about 10 years ago doing some video game promotions, and I got the opportunity to ollie over the wall, and I took it. It was awesome, and I love it. It's a beautiful city. It's a great city to host this event, and I'm just happy to be back.
Thank you for your time, Tony. Have a great night. Thank you. So one of the very special awards this evening is the Sport for Good Award. I think you already know that you've won the award, don't you, Mohammed?
Yes.
It was a special moment yesterday in a press conference at the Mercedes-Benz Centre. First of all, your reaction to being in Berlin around all these amazing sports stars?
I think it's definitely surreal. You know, there's a lot of legends, like everywhere you go you see, and the city has so much history that it's fantastic, and you know, most people dream about coming to Berlin, so I'm very excited and humbled to be here.
Have you had a good tour guide in Maria? Have you had a look around the city?
Yes, we did. We went to some museums, went to the Burger, and we went to a lot of different places.
Brilliant. Listen, let's talk about the project, South Bronx United. It's an incredible story, and a story that's inspired by sport. Can you tell us a bit more about it? Oh, you're getting the nod for that one. You're on for that one. You have to tell us about it. She's giving you the nod. She's like, you're on. Can you tell us a bit about the program, South Bronx United?
Okay, yeah. So South Bronx United is a non-profit organization that support mostly immigrant people who migrated to the Bronx. And you know, as you know, South Bronx is one of the, if it is the lowest income district in the United States of America. So it's a program that helps kids, you know, fit into the society, help them with soccer, education, immigration services, legal services, and you know, it's a very great program to have.
Absolutely, and it is. Sport has been the inspiration, and it's given people a chance in life through the program, isn't that right?
Yeah, absolutely. I think started the organization when I was a teacher in the South Bronx, and was motivated seeing young people that I was teaching that didn't have the opportunity to play. There was no soccer team, there was lack of after-school athletic opportunities, and that's where the idea for South Bronx United first came from, and now we're working with about 1,200 boys and girls in New York City to help them with their dreams.
It's a superb program. Thank you for joining us tonight. Enjoy the ceremony.
Thank
and
you.
Wave the scarf high. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Daniel, I suppose you're part of the family now with Laureus. You've been involved over the last couple of years or so.
It's the third time. Remember, the first time was in Malaysia, in Kuala Lumpur. And the second time, last time, was in Berlin, where I had the honor to give the Lifetime Award to Niki Lauda, which was a very touching, great moment.
So that was just after the release of Rush, wasn't it?
Yes.
So that must have been quite a surreal moment, because you would have studied him, I'd imagine, for a long time. And then
it was a wonderful way to finish that whole experience, because we'd spent so much time together from the beginning to the end. I mean, thanks to his commitment and support, I think I was able to do a good job, because he was willing to open up towards me, and then for me personally it was a great experience, because I did not only get to meet him, but he also introduced me to other drivers, present ones, former ones. He flew me to Sao Paulo in his own private jet. I mean, it was an incredible experience.
Oh, I'm jealous now. Stop.
So yeah. No, it was great.
Just quickly with motor racing, Lewis Hamilton, do you fancy his chances tonight?
Yes.
Sportsman of the year?
I can't say anything, but no, he's great, and I met him before, and he's exceptional, so yeah.
Okay. Quick word about Berlin. Everyone's excited to be back here. First time since 2016. You were here, of course, and I think you have a tapas bar in the city. It's obviously something very special to you, seeing everyone being here in this city that unites.
Absolutely. And it's funny that you mentioned my tapas bar, because I watch all the Barcelona matches there. I'm a huge supporter of that football club, so fingers crossed for
Messi tonight.
Yes.
Oh.
Yes. A ver.
I only mentioned the tapas bar because I need someone to go later. Is that? Can I?
Oh, please go.
If I drop your name, can we get in?
Oh yes. Yeah.
Listen, thanks for chatting to us. Enjoy
Pleasure.
the evening.
All the
Thank
best.
you very much.
Bye. Thank you.
Come on, caller.
Liam, welcome to Berlin. A special night for you. A bit of a different performance to the usual. I suppose.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of familiar faces for me out there tonight, but not for the reasons that they usually are, which is quite funny. But I mean, what a great night! And thank you for having me. It's great to be here.
You just on the red carpet. A few selfies. Who was involved with those?
I was in with the Bucks, who beat us, and that's all I've met so far. But I also saw that Lewis Hamilton's here as well, who just had his fashion line out yesterday as well, so he's a busy man.
I was going to say, you two know about your fashion. It's uber cool. Did you know that was the theme, by the way? Uber cool.
Uber cool? I didn't know that.
I was just going, as you can tell.
You're pulling it off well.
For the normal, but this took me through this. Is this not many men can pull this off, Liam?
This is from Hugo. I think, I'm not sure whether it was custom or not, but I do a lot of work with them now because I'm part of the brand, so I make clothes with them. Same as Lewis does for his brand, actually, with Tommy Hilfiger. It's a lot of fun. Something different.
You do everything, don't you? It's about bringing people together through sport tonight. Are you a big sports fan, and what sports do you like?
Yeah, I mean, as a kid growing up, I was a runner when I was a kid. I did 1500 metres, and I was actually really close to being on the under-18s Olympics team.
No, really?
Yeah, I was the third best in the country at one point when I was a kid.
What's your time for 1500 metres?
Oh, I can't remember. It was like 4:34, maybe less than that. I'm not sure.
Are you serious?
Yeah, when I was younger. Yeah. Oh. It's funny because my manager goes out with Denise Lewis, his wife, and we trained at the same stadium, which is quite funny. But I mean, sport brings people together that way. I think that's what tonight's about more than anything. And for me, having a son now, I'm hoping the same way my parents pushed me into so many different sports to do all those team building activities and those things. We talk about mental health a lot these days, and I think these sorts of things are what are important for that.
Well said. Good luck tonight. Can't wait to see it. Cheers, mate. Thanks for your time.
Thank you.
Here they are, members of the World Cup winning team, the Box. And I've got to, first and foremost, guys, I've got to say how natural you look these days on a red carpet, because you've done a few since the World Cup, haven't you?
There was a couple. I think we're more comfortable drinking out of a cup than actually walking on a red carpet, but it's been good.
Have you had a drink yet? Or you?
Maybe a couple or 10.
Glinda, welcome to Berlin. What's it like walking down the red carpet and enjoying the achievements of these guys over the last few months?
I'm not used to walking down a red carpet, no, but it's been really good. Nice cherry on top for our country and for us as a family.
Do you have a pose? I was asking Sarah Hoy this earlier. Do you practice a pose before the cameras?
I don't. That's why I'm looking so uncomfortable.
No, take some tips off this man. He loves it. There you go. There it is. Faf, what has the last couple of months been like after success? I mean, there's been so much press. It was more than rugby, really, wasn't it, in the end?
No, it's obviously been a bit hectic. I think it helped coming over to England 2 weeks after the World Cup, not getting recognised as much, but it's been hectic and good as well. It's been really special being a part of it and being part of this group. And yeah, like she said, it's just another cherry on top of the cake.
So you win the Cup for South Africa. You come back to play your professional rugby in England. How did that go?
I'm injured now, so no. It's I think Flo and them went out to hurt me a bit in their game, so I think that some of the boys hate me a bit, but it's a love-hate relationship, I reckon. Yeah.
Francois, it's been it's the same question, I suppose. It's been an amazing couple of months. You've now retired from international rugby. What a way to go out on a high.
Absolutely. Couldn't really have asked for more of a fairy tale in terms of my career. To play in that final game, to get a victory, especially over a fantastic nation like England. which is where I apply my trade. As Faf was saying, I think it was a little bit more harsh upon our return than he makes out. But nonetheless, we've got fantastic mates within the English setup. So all things said, a good environment nonetheless.
You're looking good tonight, boys. I like the get-up. Are your legs too big that your socks are showing, or is that like, what's that all about? Lovely.
Well, look, they did put the theme out as uber cool.
Yeah.
So I went for the slightly shorter trousers, funky socks, yellow sneakers,
and skins.
I'll let you decide. Look, professional sportsman's always recovering. So.
Obviously didn't get the invitation, did he? Thanks, guys. Have a great night. Thank you. World Cup winner and captain Sir Khaleesi. First of all, you're on your own because everyone wants to talk to you on the red carpet. How mad has the last few months been?
Yeah, it's been amazing. It's been amazing but tough at the same time. But it's been great to see how positive we've been about sport and just South Africa in general, because that's all that people are talking about. And to see the joy in the kids' faces back at home, that's, I think, exactly what we wanted to achieve, and we're hoping that it doesn't end here, it just carries on going.
I'm sure it will do. Nominated for Team of the Year this evening. Maybe another award on the horizon?
Yeah, we'll see. We're up against amazing teams, It's going to be tough, but I'm hoping we can pull this one through.
It's lovely to see you here. I know that you're not playing at the moment, you're injured. You're unbeaten from the Stormers' point of view so far this season. In terms of moving on now from that World Cup, I suppose that's going to be the biggest challenge for this team, isn't it?
No, actually, I don't think it's a challenge. I think it's something to look forward to. We know there's so much more that can be achieved. That's a great achievement, but we got to maintain that and make sure that we've been consistent, and that's what we're going to achieve as a team, So I'm going to work as hard as I can to get back on the field and try and make the Springbok team again, and then hopefully we just keep on winning and maintaining the level that we put ourselves in now.
Laureus started 20 years ago. Nelson Mandela's words started it all off. I know he's a hero of yours, so I suppose it's quite apt that you're here this evening, potentially picking up Team of the Year as well.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's for all of us as a team, he's huge, and to a lot of people around the world as well. And to be here on the 20th year is really special. And we really hope that we can take that on home. It'll be, people at home always say the Mandela spirit is always around, and I'm hoping tonight is one of those nights.
Good luck. Lovely to see you. Thanks for the chat.
Cheers, man. Cheers.
So do I look like they're just gone? Yeah, okay. Yeah. The programme is a real success story. Is it coming off the back of them? Sean, you've been here since the start. First of all, how's this weekend been?
It's been brilliant, actually. It's nice to be back in Berlin. We've had the awards here before. We had a forum here a few years ago. But the Germans have been wonderful. I was going to say Japanese.
Yeah, that'd have been
the
something.
Japanese have been good too.
Always are. You probably think of the World Cup. We'll come to that in a second. I suppose you mentioned to me yesterday, actually, how nice it was to be in amongst other sporting icons and heroes. But you did have moments where you were just chatting and finding yourself sort of reminiscing about sports you didn't even know you liked.
Yeah, and that's the nice thing about the group. You know, I had lunch with Luis Figo today, and he was wanting to know more about rugby. And then then Missy Franklin was there, and she wanted to know, what we ate, what we drank. And then I didn't realise that swimmers, believe it or not, don't do any running at all.
They struggle to run, don't they? Is that
they don't like running. She absolutely couldn't stand
backstroke as well. She probably runs.
So all that, and we had Mike Horn speak to us the other night at our academy dinner, and we all came away, and Sergei Butker was like, "Wow, that's unbelievable!" But we've all got such great stories which we need to tell.
It's amazing. I think everyone's loving it. Hugh Grant was asking Chris Hoy for a selfie. Vladimir Klitschko is sort of starstruck by all the sporting talent around here. But I suppose you're the perfect person to speak to about the fact that this is an important message. We are here for one big reason, and that's uniting sport and empowering people around the world.
And that's the wonderful thing about all of us that are here. There's sort of 39 Academy members here, and they're here for one reason, because of the Sport for Good movement. Tonight's a celebration, tonight's our party of the year, but ultimately it's about the Sport for Good Foundation. And 20 years on, 2001 we had our first project for MISA, which we still support, and we've got 199 other projects. So we're very proud of that. 6 million children, we've sort of had an effect on their lives over the last 20 years, which means so much. And you'll see tonight, the Sport for Good winner, South City Bronx, which was announced yesterday, United. And so we're really, really proud of that part of what Laureus has achieved.
And you do a brilliant job with it. You are so on brand, by the way, that you basically matching the microphone. Look at you. Everything is Laureus.
Everything.
Perfect. What an ambassador and academy member.
I must say you do look very smart too.
I've just gone normal, haven't I?
Yeah, you have actually.
Enjoy the night.
See you.
One of the special awards this year is Sport for Good, and the programme that's won it this year is a massive success story.
My name is Mohammed. I'm 17 years old.
I'm Maria. I'm 18 years old. I'm part of South Bronx United.
And I'm a midfielder at the boys U19 team of South Bronx United. Life in the Bronx is really tough.
There's a lot of racism. If you look different, we don't like you.
There's a high violence rate, there's crime, gang activities, people get shot.
The South Bronx, where we are, has the highest poverty rate in the nation.
So we have a very diverse population, people that are new to the country.
Coming to the United States with no friend.
Yeah, everything was like a battle.
It was sad. I will cry sometimes. We're both part of South Bronx United, and I think that makes us closer. I think SBU completes most of me.
The mission of South Bronx United is to use soccer as a tool for social change, to provide a comprehensive set of services and educational support to make sure youth are able to improve their own lives and the lives of their families.
My teammates are my family. I would say it's a brotherhood for sure.
Every skill that we teach kids on the field in soccer can be related to life skills.
I am very, very thankful for what SBU has done for me.
We're building who they're going to be in their adult life. We make college access and college success something that everyone could gain.
Help me get my grades up, help my father get his citizenship.
At South Bronx United, we have a 100% high school graduation rate in the past 7 years.
The opportunity to not just graduate high school,
but go off to college, it's something that is bigger than themselves.
I think what we do at South Bronx United is very unique, that we are able to provide a range of different services, all for the young people here.
My name is Mohammed.
I'm Maria.
And we're all
Part of South Bronx United.
Edwin, you are such a good Laureus Academy member. I know you've done lots of different things with them over the years. Can you give us an idea of your experience of how sport empowers others around the world?
Well, I think I've been the only, maybe one or two, I think there might be one other Academy member who's been to each of the 20 editions, and I've been to a lot of project visits. I was the founding chairman and chairman of the first 16 years, so I've had a chance to see everything and do everything. I just think it's fantastic that we're as healthy as we are, and in the space of philanthropy and sport for development, we're one of the leaders, and people know that we lead in terms of research and proving that our mission works and so forth. So that's the best thing.
And why did you get involved with it in the first place? Because it would have been in its infancy back then. You must have seen a real potential to help through sport.
Other than being a super world-class athlete and everything, I was basically drafted by the Academy at the first year, and no one knew where we were going to go. We basically just had an idea. We didn't know. We had no structure. We had 2 donations of $500,000 from Mercedes and Richmond, and the idea to, as Mr. Mandela said, use sport as a tool for social change, and that was the start.
Sean Fitzpatrick was saying how lovely it's been this weekend to sort of mingle with other people in different sporting circles. You must enjoy doing the same thing when you come to these events.
I do. It's really a family affair. Some of us, I mean, there's been dozens of babies that have been born from the Academy members, from some of the daughters and sons of the Academy members, from people in Laureus. So, you know, it's a real family. When you come back year after year after year and see everybody, it really means something special.
Here's the next 20 years.
Yeah.
Thank you. Enjoy.
All right. Thank you.
Thanks for your time. Thanks.
Okay.
Can we just check with Zoe that the eyeliner doesn't look...
Zoe seemed happy. She said in my ear she was happy. Yeah.
Are you happy with that, Zoe?
Now we're doing like
Yeah.
chats.
Bryn, can I just grab my
I think
cab?
it's just one of those now. I think we're doing chats with people, so we're going to
Yeah,
round
thanks. One down.
One down.
Not many to go.
No, just a couple.
Absolutely fine. I mean, that's fine, Amanda. Thank you. Daniel will be next.
Okay, Daniel. Seeing Messi and Hamilton then? Or what do we do? How are we playing that? When's it going to go out?
30 seconds. Daniel.
When's it going to go out, this? Because I was meant to be talking to him about... Yeah. So are we going to pretend or are we just going to...
That's quiet, everybody's recording backstage, so just keep the noise down. Thank you all.
Hi.
Still nice and quiet backstage. Yeah, thank you. I'll call you down.
Well, I'm pleased to say I'm here with Daniel Brawl. Welcome back.
Hi, thank you.
To the Laureus World Sports Awards. What have you made of Berlin 2020 so far?
Well, I'm good. I'm from here. I'm happy that we are hosting the Laureus Awards again in Berlin. I have the fondest memories of...
2 world-class athletes have found their way over to us here on the red carpet. Thank you for stopping by. Initially, I was just going to ask Jess for a chat, but then MJ, you were hovering, so we thought you'd get involved as well. Is that all right?
Jess feels more comfortable when she has me by her side.
Greatness.
You know?
I do. He's right.
I get that feeling too. It's really weird. Nice being in Berlin for Laureus.
Yeah, it's amazing. The last time I was here in Berlin was in 2009 when I won my first world title. So I haven't been back since. So it's really, really special to be back.
Then.
Yeah, really special.
And what about you, Michael? Berlin, does it bring back nice memories for you?
Yeah, I remember the 2009 World Championships. I remember seeing Jess do her thing, and of course Usain and Berlino. Remember the mascot? He was hilarious.
He was the best mascot ever.
He was the best mascot of any World Championship.
Out of everything, you remember the mascot?
I know, he was legendary.
Because he was that impactful.
Yeah.
Why was he so good? What makes such a good mascot?
Didn't he drop someone as well that year, or was that another year?
He did. It was a hurdler, and then he got on and drove the golf cart, and it was insane.
It was a good year.
You Google that.
Yeah.
I don't know where these conversations are going to go, but I was not expecting that one. Athletics obviously prominent tonight. Can you have a quick word on two women who are up for awards this evening who've come back after giving birth? You know what that's like, and how difficult it is to get to the top level again.
Yeah, it is incredibly difficult, and I'm so proud and excited that Shelly-Ann Fraser and Alison Felix are both up for this award, because I truly understand how challenging it is, and just the hard work and the dedication, the sacrifices that you make, and how incredible it is as well when you do it. So yeah, I'm so excited to see more sportswomen stepping away, starting their family and coming back to be incredible athletes again. So it's really exciting.
They are very inspirational, and they lead the path for others. I know you have your own academy, Michael. I think you're adding education to that program as well. There's real synergy with Laureus, and this weekend the theme is Sport Unites Us. How powerful is sport for people around the world?
It's incredibly powerful, and I think that over the 20 years, if you look at the programs that we've been able to support through the Sport for Good Foundation, I mean, it's just a great example of all of the different sort of barriers that we've been able to break down, the people we've been able to bring together, the social barriers we've broken down using sport, where people just tend to forget about all of those things and just enjoy the sport. So I think that those are real testaments to the fact that sport does unite us.
So fun. I was listening to your answer whilst watching Edwin Moses have a selfie with the statue behind you there. It was quite off-putting. Jess, lovely to see you, and thank you so much for bringing your +1 this evening.
Thank you.
I hope you have a lovely evening.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Now Messi, who plays for the wonderful team.
Yeah, and indeed you will have presented the award to Lewis. Sorry. No, I'm
Normally it's always
and
me.
It's gone out afterwards, so we know. Sorry.
Normally it's always me.
Do we do it again? Do you mind doing it again? I'm sorry. I was doing so well. We're going to do it from the top.
From the top?
Sorry.
It's great because I have the fondest memories of last time I attended the Laureus Awards in Berlin 2016, when I had the honor to award Niki Lauda with the Lifetime Achievement, which was a very moving moment. And so it's nice to be back.
How do you reflect now on your time with Niki Lauda and your role in Russia? No, you can't. Don't worry. Okay. In 3, 2... Well, I'm pleased to say I'm joined by Daniel Brawl. Welcome.
It was intense. It was great, and it was a nice finish of our experience with that film together. That I could give him this Lifetime Award here at Berlin, because it was the end of the whole journey of promoting the film. Is that time abroad in Atlanta and in Budapest last year. That I was like, so it's good to be here. Marvel, I did a Marvel.
Okay, because I normally work for CNN, which is based in Atlanta. So I spent a fair amount of time there as well.
Amanda, we might see some of you.
Thank you so much.
Pleasure.
Enjoy the rest of your evening.
Thank you. And we might see them on Amanda as well, I believe.
I believe I can fly.
A jacket.
Do you?
Model's own, or did someone else for you?
There were a number of outfits on the table, should we say.
Okay, I see.
My home resembles something of a net-a-porter room at the moment.
For that one.
So I'm hoping I'll become really wealthy when I get home, and I can send it. Hey! You got a bit of velvet, a bit of sequins. I love it. We're ticking the boxes. Not barely seen him actually, I have to say.
Okay.
But I think he's doing okay.
Okay, it's just arrived.
Oksana, it's so lovely to see you. First and foremost, is it weird wearing trainers or sneakers, as you call them, with the gown, with the dress?
No, I feel, oh my gosh, I'm so happy that finally for the first time the athleisure look is in. I live my life with prosthetics and sneakers. I don't know why I chose white because I'm a klutz, and I'm giving them 2 hours before they're brown.
Okay, yeah, I know.
See how white they are.
It's what we call box fresh, aren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I love these.
You got no chance getting those home in the same colour as they came out in.
No, not at all.
And you don't care.
It's a good challenge, and I like a challenge, so I'll try.
Are you excited to be here tonight amongst sporting superstars?
Oh my gosh, I am so excited. I'm literally shaking inside my legs.
You're nominated tonight.
I am nominated.
Well, what does that mean to you? I know because you have been through one heck of a journey. What's it like to be recognised at this level?
Oh my gosh, so many people have asked me that, and I'm just like speechless every time because I'm just somebody who's very indecisive in what sports she wants to do. I just love sports.
It's because you're so good at all of them.
No, I just don't know when to stop or just can't make up my mind, but I just love sports. For me, it all started as therapy and to like accept myself and to heal through some things that I didn't know what was triggering certain things, and it gave me a sense of empowering for myself and loving what I saw in the mirror reflecting back. And it's something I struggled with for such a long time. So that's why it's just insane to like be here and be like, oh my God, I'm being recognized for this when I'm just doing it because I love it.
You are brilliant, and I believe you've brought a very special +1 with you.
Yes, this is my mom.
Hello,
She's-
Mum.
Hi, how are you?
Pleasure to meet you.
Pleasure
You
to
look beautiful. If I
Thank you so much. She did my makeup.
You got the it's the Uber.
Look at her shoes. She's got the,
What have
yeah.
you- Oh wow.
These are some
Yeah.
my mom. 2020 is a big year, not just for Tokyo,
Yeah.
but because it's finally.
I'm retiring from the university.
Oh my goodness.
So they say 2020 on them.
What are you going to do with yourself now?
I'll be able to follow her more
You're gonna be
often.
like #1 fan. Well, you already are number.
I am her number one
I mean,
fan.
it's such a ridiculous question after everything you've been through. But how proud are you of? this
There
young
aren't
lady?
words to say how proud I am, and I'm just so excited to be able to be here to see that people love her and admire her talent. So that's great.
What happens tonight if she wins? How do you react to that? Are you quite good with your
I'll
emotions?
probably have a heart attack and die, but you know.
Hey, don't do that. That's
I'll
not
cry.
too much.
I'll just cry then.
You've had an amazing 2019. I think it's 5 gold medals, a silver, World Cup title. You win medals on the bike as well, and sometimes when you row, if you want to. You've obviously got Tokyo next. What's the ambition for you? What can you achieve?
What can I think everybody in this room has proven that the sky's the limit, and if you set your mind to it through hard work, you can achieve anything, and there's nothing that is crazy or too big. So who knows? I don't know. I'm just living one day at a time and just taking one day at a time and soaking in this experience around incredible legends. Like, this is insane. I don't belong here. Like, what? Like, why?
You do belong here, and good luck tonight. You've got a
Thank
cracking
you
chance.
so much.
Pleasure to meet both of you.
It's a pleasure to meet you.
And I hope your trainers are as clean at the end as they are at the
We'll
start.
connect again afterwards and see. Okay.
Thank you.
About how many times she steps on my feet.
Yeah, I do.
Great to meet you. Thank you.
Send out snippets each time something happens in sport, just to make sure that the Academy is up to speed in terms of world sport, what's going on. We then ring each other, email each other in different categories that we don't know some people.
Nadia, you look beautiful. You are
Thank
so
you.
sparkly.
The first time I decided to go with pants.
Oh,
What do you
really?
think? Yeah.
A jumpsuit. Why did you go for the
Jumpsuit. I may turn a cartwheel later.
Oh, do you tend to do that on a night out?
On occasion, yeah.
just can't
But a
help
little later, not now.
Not after a few drinks.
Yeah.
You like the silhouette behind you, can you? Like the statuette there. Look.
Yeah,
reaching
I
for
can
the
do
start.
that. Yeah.
How has Berlin been? You've been here all weekend?
I've been here for 4 days, but I was here in December where we did the announcement for the awards
Yeah.
with Katarina, and I've been here for a few other times, but just busy with a lot of projects and media and, all those things.
Why are you so passionate about Laureus and about what it does?
Because there was a great idea when we all started this, and I was one of the beginners. We were 9 of us, and I didn't think that anything can go wrong when you use sport as a tool to help children who don't have a lot of opportunities. And I had no idea how far we will go, but the inspiration from Nelson Mandela and being there on stage, it was like we're only going forward.
That must have been an amazing moment.
Yeah, it was an amazing moment. And then we had a private meeting only with Nelson Mandela, just a few Academy members. Yeah.
Incredible. You paved the way the first perfect score. There's a lady that's doing that regularly. Her name is Simone Biles. She's up for
I'm familiar with that name.
do you know her? You might do, yeah. I think she's won it a couple of times. She's up for a winning tonight. Quick word on her. How good is she?
Very special. I mean, she is one of a kind. You know, once in a while in sports, you have somebody who's dominating the sport, and that's her. And I think that I can tell you now, without a doubt, that there's nobody else who can beat her at the Olympics. So that's a clear win.
Love that. We'll take it. We believe you.
Okay.
Thank you for your time. Enjoy your night, and I can't wait
You
to see
too.
the cartwheel later.
Yeah, and you'll do a handstand
No,
later,
never
okay?
going to happen. Not going to happen. Never going to happen.
Never know.
Tonight. But ultimately, tonight is about this little thing and celebrating sport.
Absolutely. So with that, let's get cracking. Back to you, Hugh. Perfect. Superstar.
Okay, thank you.
One take wonder. Love
Thank
it.
you. We'll see
Thank
you
I'll be
during
here.
the night.
You know where to find me.
Oh, you're here all night. Oh, you're not going out.
I'm here all night. No, I will. I do head out.
Has already been buzzing here at the Laureus World Sports Awards in Berlin. So all welcome to all of you. Bring that particular brand of magical music to Berlin. Please say good evening to the London Essentials.
Brian, you're the new boy on the block. I feel like Laureus and the Academy members have made you feel very welcome in Berlin.
They have made me feel incredibly welcome. I think, first and foremost, I've been an ambassador for 11 years, so I sort of know the ins and outs of the organization from a sports for good perspective, and, we always had the Academy members, steering the ship in the right direction to this week be inducted and walk into that room with sporting royalty, looking at you sort of like not knowing who you are, and then having to say, oh, I'm Brian,
come on, they know.
But just seeing a Nadia Comaneci, perfect 10, first woman ever, Edwin Moses, Michael Johnson, Sean Fitzpatrick, Tanny Gray Thompson, Daley Thompson, Boris Becker.
Apparently Hugh Grant wanted a selfie with Sir Chris Hoy.
Chris Hoy is
surreal, isn't it?
It's surreal. Like you sit there and like, is this possible? And I think for us as athletes, you get given a gift to do something you love, get paid potentially really well to do it. I was fortunate to do it for 16 years of my life, and we've all been a part of inspiration, of hope, and Laureus gives us that platform as athletes to be able to go and continue inspiring and giving back and creating hope. And like Nelson Mandela said 20 years ago, sport has the power to change the world, and I think in our different sporting codes, we've all felt it in some way or other, and coming together, that power of seeing kids just totally revered by your being there is something, no price tag can be put on.
And you said before, and it's exactly what happened last year when South Africa won the World Cup. We've seen a few of the guys here tonight. They're very comfortable on the red carpet these days.
They are extremely comfortable.
They know what's going on.
Generation Z, I'm apparently a millennial, and Generation Z has taken it to the next level, but they seem extremely comfortable, and rightly so.
And when is tonight, maybe? They're nominated?
They're nominated in a very tough category. You look at the United States American women's team that did extremely well in that FIFA World Cup, Mercedes, Spanish basketball, Liverpool, who are having a phenomenal season. I know C is a massive Liverpool fan and has got Mr. Klopp in a selfie in South Africa a few months ago, which was pretty. I said, Sia Khaleesi and a fan apparently when showed the photo. But tough category. But again, I don't want to say from a biased perspective South Africa should win it. And I think sporting euphoria grips whatever country does it and where they achieve success. But in a country like South Africa, where we are just so divided by so many different things, sport and rugby in particular over the last 24 years has given our country back so much. And I think for us as South Africans, seeing those real stories of a Sia Khaleesi when we won in 2007, was watching in a broken down Shabin because his grandmother couldn't afford a TV in his home. And Makazole Mapimpi, who walked 10 kilometers to and from school every day just to get a glimpse of what is a better life. And those real stories that resonate with 60% of our population, real, tangible, authentic, emotional stories that people can relate to. And those stories of hope, of what can be achieved if you put your differences aside, dream extremely big, but willing to work extremely hard. Yeah, I'm not going to be biased, but I wasn't an Academy member before this. If I was, I definitely would have voted for the box.
It's great to see you, Brian. Good luck tonight, your first time. Don't mess it up, yeah?
Thank you very much, champion. All the best.
Thank you. We are the London champions. Call me. Although I know there might be something else going on this evening. But right now, we're going to take you to Italy. Don't tell my wife.
That's amore when you walk down the street with the cloud at your feet. Oh my God, I am in love. When you walk in a dream, and I know I'm not dreaming, then you...
Missy, lovely to see you on the red carpet with your absolutely beautiful, handsome +1. Can you introduce us to him?
My husband.
Oh my goodness.
It's our first Laureus as husband and wife.
That is very true.
Yes.
Really?
Dating?
Like the last time we did
Engaged.
anything like this was the aisle of the wedding.
It was actually, we modeled it after the Laureus red
Did
carpet,
you?
so it looked exactly like this.
That's really weird.
Yeah. We're really passionate about the foundation.
Well, you are. And do you know what? I was passionate about knowing what footwear you were going to go. We talked about this over the weekend.
Yep.
You've gone for a practical.
I did.
kind of-
So these are Rothy's. I'm
Okay.
obsessed with them because they're made out of recycled water bottles.
Love that.
So they're the comfiest things in the world, and they're machine washable.
Oh my
So
goodness.
after a long night, if you need to wash them, freshen them up a little bit, throw them in the wash, leave them out to dry.
Good idea. And what's your excuse?
Well, I went with the Kobe Bryant Mambas.
Fair. Yeah.
And some tribute.
Man, you are on fire, you two, tonight with your tributes and everything else. I know that, I think you were Sportswoman of the Year in 2014. You've had an association with Laureus for a long time. This is a foundation that's very important to you, isn't it? Why?
For so many reasons. I think sport means so much to all of us, but more importantly, it's what sport does and what it has the power to do. And as Nelson Mandela so famously said, it has the power to change the world. And Laureus took that to heart, and it's doing that. It's helped over 6 million children in its 20 years, which is so incredible. And to be even a small cog in this machine, it is such an incredible honor.
There are some superstars up for nominations this evening. Can you give us, in your chat on the way here today, who are you liking, who you think is going to
Well, we're always a little
biased?
A
Okay.
little biased. We love the swimmers, of
Okay.
course. Regan Smith is up for Breakout Performer of the Year. So she broke my world record last summer.
Yeah, and you still speak. This is
of course.
You've stood for a long time, actually, in swimming terms.
I think about 7 years.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I couldn't have asked for it to be broken by anyone else. I mean, she's so wonderful. She's so down to earth. But this was my first year as a member getting to vote. And it was one of the hardest things. I was sitting at my computer just agonizing. But my only solace was knowing that no matter what, it was going to someone who deserved it.
That's well said. Listen, have a great night tonight.
Thank you.
Thanks for joining us. And look forward to seeing you tomorrow morning with very, very clean shoes on because you washed them overnight.
Exactly. And then I can travel in them tomorrow.
See you at the airport at 6 a.m.
We'll be there.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, you bet.
I don't know what the end was. Chris, thanks for joining us. First and foremost, you look absolutely outstanding.
Thank you.
Uber cool, that's the theme. You've gone with the trainers. And actually, you've topped it off with the 20th anniversary watch. And I suppose you had to wear it.
Yeah, absolutely.
In the boss of IWC.
Yes, it's the 14th Laureus Sport for Good Foundation issue we've made. We started all the way back in 2006, and it's always an annual drawing competition. And then the winner gets featured engraved on the watch and obviously supports the projects for Laureus.
I've seen a few of them around. They're absolutely beautiful. What's this like for you, being in Berlin for these awards, surrounded by these super sports stars?
Oh, it's amazing.
And how important is it for you? Because IWC have worked closely with Laureus over the years.
Yeah.
How important is that partnership?
Yeah, it's very important to us, and also a lot of the Laureus ambassadors are our ambassadors as well. So there's a huge crossover. We have a lot of clients who are into sports, and we bring them here every year. Berlin this time is amazing. I grew up in Germany, and for me to be here at the Brandenburg Gate, where unites us, really is at home. You know, it's really a very strong symbolic significance here. It's a great vibe tonight.
What kind of sports do you like? What are you into?
Well, I'm into all my endurance sports. I do biking, I do skiing, cross-country skiing, downhill skiing, running, mountain running, that sort of thing.
Well represented tonight, of course, amongst the nominees too. We shall see who wins what. Thank you for your time this evening.
Thank you very much.
Enjoy the evening.
Thank you,
Chris. Always looking dapper, always looking cool, uber cool. Did you know the theme? Do you know? You didn't.
The theme was silver and cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I heard there was
cool.
It is?
No tie. That is cool.
Apparently there was a big conversation amongst everyone last night about what the theme was, and everyone's having a panic.
Nobody understood really what the theme was.
Okay.
But it's cool. I know the sneakers.
Yeah. You got that right.
If it's cool, then no tie then.
How has Berlin been? What have you been up to this weekend?
Not so much. I came yesterday and then I went from the hotel for 4 hours for interviews.
Okay. Lots of interviews.
A lot of interviews.
There's a lot of that, but they're important interviews. And I know you take your work very seriously with Laureus and the important work it does.
Look, they do good, we are here to give something back to the world. I'm here to give credit to all these athletes who work so hard, who maybe doesn't get the attention that we always get as a football player. And the theme also, Sports United, and that is true.
Yeah. Lionel Messi is up for Best Sportsman of the Year this year. Is he the best footballer in the world?
He's one of the best footballers in the world. I don't think he had a season that you can say, okay, I think that, you will need to win something like a Champions League or a World Cup or European Cup in order to... And it didn't happen.
Not quite.
It was a surprise for me also that he won the Ballon d'Or. It was a surprise. I think he's one of the best players. I think from the footballers he had the best season. But is he the best athlete? From my opinion, no.
Okay, fair enough. Liverpool, Team of the Year, they're nominated tonight. Are they going to win the league? That's an easier question.
Yes, they're going to win the league.
Okay, there you go.
They have the best chance of winning the Champions League again.
Mm-hmm.
That would be unbelievable. They are in a rhythm that is unbelievable. Team of the Year, South Africa.
Yeah, okay.
Then you have the women's teams also of America.
Yeah.
Won the World Cup.
Yeah. You're sitting on the fence there, not answering the question.
No.
But we don't mind. That's fine.
No, because if you ask to me, then I would take Tiger Woods.
We're holding hands now.
Yeah, Tiger Woods.
It's got weird.
Player, athlete of the year.
Tiger Woods, okay. We'll see if you're right. Thanks for your time.
Thanks.
Thanks for looking uber
You're
cool.
welcome.
Thanks, Ruth. Two absolute legends join us on the red carpet. It's lovely to see you both. Uber cool, loving that. Look at that suit. What do you think of Boris's suit?
Thank you. Well, if he faced me if I was playing tennis, which I don't, it's kind of like blurry, so I wouldn't hit the ball back very well.
Blurred lines, isn't
Blurred lines.
It looks quite warm, that actually.
Yeah.
No, it's winter time. It's February.
okay,
So
I think he's got
want to dress warm.
Totally in style.
Okay. How's the weekend been in Berlin, catching up with everyone?
It's been great. Of course, we've been old friends for years. I think it's great what Laureus does and how we affect the lives of so many young men and women and boys and girls around the world. And to say that we would have thought that 20 years later we're so much larger than we'd ever imagined is an understatement. And I think we're both proud, and all the Academy members are very proud of where we've been able to accomplish over the last 20 years.
And actually you said something really lovely yesterday. You said it's been 20 years, let's hope for another 20 years. Based on tonight and its popularity, it looks like it's going from strength to strength.
Well, sport is a very powerful communication tool. Maybe with music the most powerful. We're not political, we're not religious, we don't see color, we don't see gender, it's just sports. And I think that's the power, that's the language, and kids all around the world understand that language. And then we're happy to raise a lot of money, a lot of awareness, over the last 20 years, and who would have thought when Mr. Nelson Mandela walked in that room in Monaco 20 years ago that we're here. And obviously he's our mentor in a way. The famous speech he's done is our red line, and hopefully we make him proud.
I'm sure you will. Thank you for joining us this evening, and have a wonderful night.
Thank you.
We will.
Thank you. Ola, lovely to see you on the red carpet. How did you get here today? How did you arrive?
Well, it's great to be here. I arrived in the all-electric EQC, a new SUV that we have launched, so quiet and emission-free.
Did Lewis Hamilton drive you here?
No, we actually rode this time, but I'm sure it would have been a lot more fun if he would have been behind the wheel,
a bit
actually.
quicker, maybe. That's true. Tell us about how the partnership works that you have with Laureus, because it's ongoing and very successful.
We're one of the founding partners of Laureus. Mercedes-Benz has been there from the word go, and I can't believe it's been 20 years. It's unbelievable. And as Nelson Mandela once said, sports has the power to change the world, and that's what the Laureus Foundation, the Sports for Good Foundation, does. It really helps children and perhaps change the world.
And actually, there are a lot of inspirational people around here tonight, and the nominees too. Who are you excited about seeing? What sports do you like? Who can you give us a few tips of who you might think win tonight?
Well, there are so many sports legends here today. It's really difficult to pick. But if I look into the field that are
you can't be biased. You cannot be biased.
I mean, I'm a huge motorsports fan, so I have to say Lewis Hamilton with his 6 titles.
Yeah.
But I also loved Tiger Woods' comeback last year. That was fantastic with the Masters. And on the team side, there can only be one right, FC Liverpool.
I wonder what you're going to say there, but I liked it. We'll see if you're right. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you for your continued partnership. Thank you very much. Cheers. Look over to the tree. It's the 20th anniversary of Laureus. We're in Berlin because of you.
Because of me.
Because of you. You were there
sounds good.
last year when you launched it, and here we are. 12 months has gone by.
Yeah, that's true.
How are you finding it?
I think it's fantastic, and I think they did such a fantastic setup here. I like it so much. It reminds us a little bit to the Berlin Wall. I think it's fantastic. They painted I wanted to say the skaters, the athletes up here.
That's okay.
No, there are no skaters.
That's what they would call themselves. They've been here earlier, actually. Sky and Race. They're amazing.
Yeah, no, it's great. It's great. And I'm very happy that we celebrate the 20th anniversary, the 20th anniversary here in Berlin. Yeah.
You've had a busy weekend. We all came to watch you do your project on Saturday.
Yeah.
And you said to me it was the first time you've been on ice for 10 years. So we have something in common. But anyway, how were you? How was it being back on the ice?
Yeah, believe it or not, I haven't been on the ice for almost 10 years. And I always wanted to. And then I was like, But here I had no choice. You know, I wanted to introduce the Kick on Ice project to all our academy members. So I couldn't come just with sneakers. So I figured I'll put my skates on. It was a little wobbly the first 10 minutes.
No, it wasn't.
It was wobbly.
To you. Everyone else was like, wow, look at her.
And then I must say I had a smile on my face, and I know I put my skates away not so far anymore. I want to go skating, and I had such a fun time having fronts on the ice and some of the other members, and I thought they were so fun. You were on the ice as well. Yes, it was fun.
Can we just talk about Brian Habana and his ability to skate?
Yes, no, that was incredible. He was like a puma. He was running fast, straight through the boards.
I think they're very talented in their own sports.
But he did such a great job. No, absolutely. I felt a little bad because it was difficult for him to stop, so he ended in the boards. But luckily, he didn't break anything.
And I think they were blown away by that program as well. The fact that it goes on is the most important.
Yes. No, I am proud of that. It's been going on since 2003. I'm the patron of it, or the godmother. I feel like the godmother. And I've been visiting once a while, and they've taken such a great development, those kids. You know, some of them were very in an early age. I got to meet them, and now they have become coaches. They've been idols now to another generation by teaching them about values in life. And I think it's something fantastic what we're all doing for the Sport for Good Foundation, that we have more than 200 projects in more than 40 countries. I think this is something we all should be very proud of.
Keep up the brilliant work. Have a great night.
Thank you. And you too. See ya.
just a few minutes away from the 20th Laureus World Sports Awards. All the stars have made their way into the Verti Music Hall. I'll be talking you through the awards from here, but I'm glad to say that you have someone on the inside. Amanda Davis will be catching up with all the winners, the nominees, and quite frankly, anyone else you can get a hands on throughout the evening. Let's see what it's like in there right now. Amanda.
Hi, I'm Amanda Davis and I'll be live here backstage throughout this evening, chatting to the winners as they come off stage with their trophies in hand, and also finding out a little bit more from some of the Laureus Academy members. It is all live, all the backstage news online via our social channels at Laureus Sport. And don't worry, it's not either or, it's running alongside the main show, so please do get involved. 2 for the price of 1, if you will.
This is the Berlin Wall. 4 generations it divided the city, a country, and in fact, the whole world. I grew up on the other side of this wall. And when it came down 30 years ago, it united us all. 20 years ago, at the first Laureus World Sports Awards, Nelson Mandela stood on the stage and said these iconic words: "Sport has the power to change the world. It has the power to unite people like little else does." And when you think about it, what else unites us like sport? In that rare thing, a universal language understood no matter where you grow up. And in that same spirit of unification and teamwork, we came together this evening to celebrate the greatest sporting achievements of the year and the power of sport to unite us all. This is the Laureus World Sports Awards 2020, live from Berlin.
Ladies and gentlemen, in the blue corner, the longest reigning boxing heavyweight champion in history, living legend, Vladimir Klitschko!
Good evening, Berlin. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. As a man who calls Germany his home, I would like to extend a warm welcome to you all. Herzlich willkommen. And it also gives me great pleasure to introduce your host for tonight, award-winning movie superstar and my friend, Hugh Grant!
It's nice to be here. It's nice to see you, Vlad. Don't worry about this morning. I should just explain that Vlad and I spar a little bit, and this morning it was a very good morning for me and not such a great morning for Vlad. But relax, it's fine. And off you go, please, if you don't mind. You're too big.
The stage is yours.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. I love him, but he makes me feel like Bernie Ecclestone, and it's uncomfortable. So listen, I just want to start by saying I'm very sorry I'm not Sharon Stone. I know everyone was excited. I was excited. I don't know what to say. If it's any consolation, I'm not wearing any panties. But it is actually lovely. It's lovely to be back at Laureus. I love Laureus. It's lovely to be back in Berlin. I genuinely love Berlin. And it's frankly lovely to be back in the European Union, albeit for the night. We're not going to do politics. I'm not going to get preachy, much as I'd love to. It's not the Oscars. It's Laureus. And it's a particularly relaxed and décontracté Laureus. I look around me here and I see legendary sportsmen and women lounging on sofas and beanbags, just chilling out and having a coffee, sipping a beer, smoking a bong, scratching his sort of nether regions, Boris. And it's very nice, it's very cozy, very easy. It's also, you probably noticed, there's a different dress code this year. It's less formal. The code was dress to impress. Never very easy for the over 59s, but I think we've given it a go, all except Daly. I really don't know what happened there, Daly. It was dress to impress, not depress. And of course, Mark Spitz, who's in his Speedos, as always, and looks terrific. Anyway, on behalf of our partners, Mercedes-Benz, MUFG, and IW Schaffhausen, I should warn you, I quite like speaking German. I don't know why. I like saying Schaffhausen. I like saying Kartoffel. I like saying Strumpfhosen. And I can't say Kännchen. Bringen Sie bitte noch ein Kännchen. Anyway, on behalf of all those people, welcome to this, the 20th, ladies and gentlemen, Laureus Awards. So well done, everyone. That's fantastic. Applaud wildly and enthusiastically. It's 20 years. And of course, it was 20 years ago that Nelson Mandela so memorably said, sport has the power to change the world. And it's a great honor and privilege to have here tonight the people who decided to road test that theory, who are, of course, the Laureus Academy. We're going to find out a lot more about their work this evening, but I have to say, just from an outsider's point of view, it is pretty amazing and quite moving. In the first 20 years, Laureus Sport for Good has massively improved the lives of over 5 million young people living very difficult lives around the world, which is really quite an achievement. If you're wondering who are these mysterious academy, basically they're all sporting icons of one kind or another, and tonight they are sprinkled like currants among this quite astonishingly classy muesli of sporting greats that I see before me. And just to give you a sense of what I'm talking about, can I ask you, if you're able to, could you stand up if you've ever broken a world record? Come on, someone must have. I was promised. There you go. And that's, you can stay standing. And now, could you join them if, or put your hand up, join them or put your hand up if you've ever won an Olympic or Paralympic medal. Tanny, you'll need to put 16 hands up then. And now, could you stand up if you've ever won a championship, played for your country, or won a world title in your sport? And could you stand up if you won the under-11s breaststroke at the Lime Grove Swimming Gala in 1971? Okay, that's just me then. But you see what I'm talking about. We are quite a collection of athletes. And before you sit down, stay on your feet, please. I just wanted to ask the rest of the audience if you could possibly get to your feet so that we can all remember together Kobe Bryant and his daughter Gigi and the 7 others who tragically lost their lives quite recently. We're going to do this not with silence, but with applause.
So we're back in Berlin for the first time since 2016, a city with so many stories and so much history. It's the Laureus World Sports Awards 2020 and we're back in Berlin. Laureus is no stranger to this vibrant city, having hosted the awards in the German capital back in 2016. Known for iconic sites such as the Brandenburg Gate, Checkbook Charlie, the TV Tower, and of course Europe's most renowned wall, Berlin is a city steeped in history and culture. It's a city of politics, a city of art, a city
of unity. Unified also by a love of sports, Berlin is the ideal home for a number of Laureus Sport for Good projects. Kicking Girls and Kick on Ice offer a small insight into the incredible work that the German Laureus Foundation carries out across Germany and Austria. We couldn't be happier to be back in this thriving metropolis to celebrate the sporting highlights of 2019, as well as the power of unity that Berlin has so proudly demonstrated over the past 30 years.
Yeah, and the feeling is that everyone's delighted that Laureus is back in Berlin. Now, what a lineup we've got for 2020. Just earlier on, this red carpet was full of superstars. So 10 awards in total tonight, 6 of which have been chosen by a panel of over 1,000 sports media across 70 different countries. First up is the Laureus World Sports Man of the Year award. Now, tennis is always featured heavily at Laureus. Roger Federer, of course, has the record of 6 awards. Last year, Novak Djokovic won the award. There is tennis involved this year too. Here are the nominees. Lewis looking cool, isn't he? What a lineup that is, but who will be the winner? Let's find out.
Welcome to the stage, 6-time Formula One world champion Lewis Hamilton. And to hand over the award, 3-time Premier League winner with Arsenal and last year's Lifetime Achievement winner, Arsene Wenger.
Good to see you, mate.
I have to present you first.
How are you doing?
Congratulations.
Thank you so much. Wow.
Well done.
Good evening. Wow, this is such an incredible honor to see all those greats that I've followed, have been inspired by, to be in amongst, to sit with all of you tonight. So many great rising stars, but legends. I've watched so many of you and have been inspired by you. I grew up in a sport that has really given my life meaning. I'm so grateful for what it's provided me. But I've actually grown up in a sport that has very little to no diversity. And I think it's an issue that we're continually facing. I think it's all of our responsibility to use our platform for that, just that, for really pushing for gender equality, for inclusivity, and for really just making sure that we are engaging and really trying to represent what the world is, where the world is today. it's a real honor, as I said, to be up here with everyone, and congratulations to all the nominees. I'm looking forward to watching so many of you and to really share this with, they have not mentioned who the next person is, but I know it's, again, a real honor. And last of all, I just want to say a big thank you to Mercedes-Benz, who have always been such a huge supporter. They signed me when I was 13, and I'm so grateful for them for giving a young 13-year-old the opportunity to live his dreams. Sorry, one last thing. I just want to say huge congratulations. I want to acknowledge Laureus for all the incredible work you do around the world and for changing people's lives and giving people hope. Please continue to do so, and thank you very much.
Well, I'm delighted to say I am joined by the Laureus Sportsman of the Year, Lewis Hamilton. Lewis, congratulations. I know you don't normally like comparing yourself to other greats in sport, but you really seem to get quite emotional up there. What does this mean to you?
Well, it's incredible when you see what the history of Laureus, you see, I've grown up watching sports, and seeing all these legends. And I was just watching the screen and they brought up all the past winners and people who I've been inspired by, who I've supported on the way and watched their great success. To then think that I'm now going to slot in alongside them is an incredible honor. So, so it's definitely it's not nerve-wracking, it's just like incredibly humbling. And to be in the position and also to share it with who is now speaking, Lionel.
Yeah, Lionel
Messi, and he has had an incredible career, and I'm a big fan. I wish I could meet him tonight. I've never had the opportunity to meet him, but I know he's not here.
What would you ask him? What would you say to him?
For a picture, firstly, to take a photo with him, and then just see if we bond. I've watched really closely, seeing how just incredible he is. I don't know how he does what he does, but it's incredibly inspiring, and that's why he is seen as the world number one. And in my eyes, and I think to the world's eyes. So I think we probably get on like a house on fire. I don't know if he speaks that great English or not. I don't know, but I'm sure we have
Your
plenty
Spanish?
in common.
What's your Spanish like?
Zero. Gracias. That's about it.
But listen, I was there. I was lucky enough to be there in Austin when you clinched title number 6. That was another emotional day. How do you think Lewis today compares to Lewis who won title number 1?
Massively. I would say I was still a kid at 22 years old. I would say that I kind of really grew up quite late. I didn't get the same upbringing as a lot of people, majority of people would have. I was racing every weekend. Obviously, the sportsmen and women here would know what that's like. But I was instead of being out with friends, I was out training. I was preparing and fighting for the opportunity to be where I am today. And then as I got into the sport, I was thrown in the deep end, so I drowned many times, and I had to slowly pick my feet up, learn how to swim, how to tread water carefully. And I would say probably the biggest difference is that I'm so much more conscious of the platform that I have, the effect that we're all having on the environment, which is such a key issue today. I'm really conscious of the effect that I'm having, and I'm beginning to make changes into trying to work towards and be a part of the solution rather than the problem, and really trying to encourage other people to kind of follow in my footsteps, and I'm trying to follow and lead with other people to a better world, because we're in a real difficult and challenging time right now where our future and our children's future are at risk, and because of what we're doing to the environment. So it's going to take all of us to come together. It's going to take all of us to really make small changes in our lives for a better world, and I think we can do that, so that's what I'm trying to do.
And just finally, speaking of following in people's footsteps, I saw you just have a moment with Daniel Brawl, and Laureus a few years ago honoured a man who I know played such a huge part in your life.
I was there.
Nicky Lauda, you were here.
Yeah.
How much do you continue to draw on what Nicky taught you?
Well, Nicky was a fundamental part of my life and my career. Nicky was the guy that really brought me to this team, and without that, I would not be standing here today and having the opportunity, the platform to be able to succeed as I have. And I learned a lot from Nicky. He was just such a funny, open, no filter, no BS, like he would always say. type of guy, and also a family man. And so he's just overall, in general, just really inspiring. And I think also, being of his age, I think he was still such a racer. And that gave me a lot of hope, because naturally us athletes have a shelf life. But he showed that beyond, you can still do great things with his playing company, with that was his passion, and he continued to do that. He's still part of motor racing, and he was still coming and calling me after every race saying, Louis, what do we need? What else do we need for, to get faster? What is the problem? Because I'm going to go to the board and I'm going to push for it, and that was inspiring. So I know that hopefully when I'm his age, I will still have that fight in my heart, hopefully, and that's great.
For now, Lewis, congratulations. You said the trophy was heavy. Go and hold it up for us.
That's incredible.
Congratulations.
Real honor. Thank you.
Lewis Hamilton, your Laureus Sportsman of the Year.
Thank you.
Hola, buenas noches a todos. Bueno, antes que nada, pedir perdón por no poder estar presente en ese evento. La verdad, me hacía mucha ilusión poder estar presente por lo que significa. Lamentablemente no puedo, así que nada, mandaba este mensaje. Primero que nada quería agradecer al grupo de la academia por haberme entregado este reconocimiento. La verdad que es un premio muy importante, muy especial, el cual soy un honrado de poder ser el primero en ganarlo a nivel siendo un deportista a nivel de grupo, no individual como generalmente se ha entregado, así que muchísimas gracias. Para mí es un placer enorme ser parte de esta entrega y el primero en recibirlo. Quiero agradecer por supuesto a mi compañero, mi familia, la gente que me sigue, que gracias a ellos siempre son estos reconocimientos a nivel individual. Y bueno, nada más mandarle un saludo muy grande a todos, desearles que sigan disfrutando de esta fiesta, de esta noche y lo mejor, y ojalá nos veamos en algún momento. Un abrazo grande para todos. Saludos.
Next up tonight is the Laureus World Exceptional Achievement Award. Now, this is slightly different because it's voted for by the Academy. Let's find out who the winner is for 2020.
Please welcome President of the Spanish Basketball Federation, Jorge Gorbejosa, with some members of those victorious teams. And to hand over the award, one of the fastest women on the planet, Shelly-Ann Fraser-Price.
Felicidades. Ya felicidades.
Gracias.
Muchas gracias. Vosotros.
Good evening. First of all, we would like to thank all the members of the Laureus World Sports Academy for such a special award. Also, we would like to congratulate everyone award today. As people dedicated to sports, we know that behind this award there is a lot of passion, humility, hard work and effort for all of those who make it possible. Coaches, players, staff, and all of those who work really hard in the saddle to make our goals achieved. Also, I can assure you that for the Spanish National Federation, this recognition is an honor to receive because it's a lot of people behind us that make us happy. And I can tell you that we are going to keep going to make Spanish basketball continue growing and make our country dream come true. Thank you very much. Muchas gracias.
Before you go, we sent a very important message from star player Paul Gasol,
who couldn't be here tonight because, of course, he has NBA commitments, but wanted to share with you a few words on your big win.
Hello and good evening. First of all, my sincere apologies for not being able to be there tonight with all of you. I am resuming my rehab here in the United States. I would have loved to be there, but unfortunately I couldn't make it. Secondly, I just want to thank the Academy for the Laureus Exceptional Achievement Award in behalf of the Spanish basketball. It's definitely an award that we appreciate a lot. It's a recognition of all the hard work of all around this 20 years. Both men and women's teams have done tremendously well, and we're just so thankful to receive this great award.
And that was Chloe Kim. Congratulations to a worthy winner. Well, I'm pleased to say I've lured former world heavyweight champion Vladimir Klitschko away from his official duties to join me backstage here for a moment. Great to see you as ever. We saw you at the top of the program talking about Berlin, your connections here. How special is it for you that the Laureus 20th anniversary is here in the country you now call home?
It is very special to me. As you said, it's my second home, and it's 2020, and it's 20 years Laureus. Great athletes are here. This event is very special because you're getting inspired. So you're getting reconnected with people and guys and athletes, female and male, in different stages of life, and then you come back and you chit-chat. You find out some things that you haven't seen or heard before, especially when they're achieving new goals. Like Lewis Hamilton was right here, and he became...
I saw you were really excited to meet him.
Well, we met each other a while ago, and
or to say congratulations.
To say congratulations, the champ is in the house. It's always great to rekindle and see each other again, and that's the place where it is. Brilliant.
We've been talking, haven't we, about Laureus and using sport for its power to unite. I know one of the things you're really keen on is uniting behind sports people after they finish in competition. Why do you feel that's so important?
It is very important. Lots of athletes are focusing on their performance, and they are surrounded with managers, promoters, sanctioning bodies, all the organizations. And, and this event is also very special, where you come in here and you're getting really respected, and it's a lot of attention. But then everything stops when you retire. So you're not getting as much attention as you used to before. All of a sudden, managers, promoters, and everyone else pretty much gone, so you're on your own. And then you're facing challenges. Sometimes those challenges, and unfortunately most of the time, up to 90%, within 5 years, athletes retired, they're facing challenges in life and they broke. So, and I believe it is also important to prepare in the good times for the other times, during the first career, for the next career. And I believe that athletes are the best self-managers. What we don't have is the knowledge. So I was 14 when I started to box, and I retired when I was 41. So sometimes you're 41, body-wise, and sometimes mentally you're still 14. I mean, you're very good at the area where you were professional, but then in other areas, you just have lack of knowledge.
Okay, well, we're going to find out a little bit more about that a little bit later on, aren't we? I know you're also going to be presenting the Lifetime Achievement Award, but for now, I will let you go back and enjoy the show. Thanks very much for your time. Well, fresh from awarding Spain their Exceptional Achievement Award, I'm pleased to say I'm now joined by former World Footballer of the Year, Luis Figo. Luis, it is quite something what Spanish basketball have done over the last few years, isn't it?
Yeah, it's incredible. I think the results they got last year, winning both World Cups, is amazing, and shows that the people in charge and the working that they're doing, the players and the staff and the federation is to congratulate.
Yeah, and you live in Spain.
Yes.
You played in Spain for such a long time. How much of basketball are you aware of? Were you aware of?
Well, I'm pretty much aware of football, of course. But, the basketball in Spain is a big importance for the fans, for the press, for everybody. And in general, I think is a very important sport for the country. And not only the government, but the clubs, they bet a lot on that, so you can see the results.
How are you enjoying this evening?
So far, so amazing.
Yeah? I know you have a history with Laureus. Why is its work so important to you?
Well, first of all, it's an honor and a privilege to be part of, to be a member of Academy. After all, the Laureus is not only the awards. I think is so much work behind in terms of sports for good, the social work that allows so many people, so many kids to have opportunity in their life, and to have opportunity through the sport to have some goals. No? So I'm privileged in the same time after retired to do this work and join the academy.
And I know this weekend has given you an opportunity to maybe rediscover an old rivalry, playing for some football with Alessandro Del Piero. How did that go?
Well, it was tough, you know. It was a funny moment, but in the same time tough.
I hear VAR played a part.
I don't know who made the script, but I was not in the good position. But we had a good fun.
Can you honestly enjoy that kind of scenario, or do you still hate losing?
I hate losing, it's true. I'm very competitive, even in that kind of games. But in the end, I think the most important is to have fun and spend a good time.
Well, on that note, I will let you get back and enjoy the show.
Thank you so much.
Thank
Have a
you
good
so
night.
much.
You need the ball. Please. Start again. Andiamo! Good game.
So I'm pleased to say I'm joined by Liam Payne, fresh from his inaugural Laureus halftime show. How did it go?
Great, yeah, it's wonderful out there.
Yeah, you are somebody who is used to performing in front of bigger audiences, but what does a sporting audience give you?
Well, I mean, it's definitely a variety of people I'm not used to performing in front of, which is quite a thing. And Lewis was in the front row as well, so it's weird looking out at that.
Who are you excited to meet this evening?
Well, to be honest with you, out of everybody, Lewis, I was out with him a few nights ago, and I think he's great company. He's a great laugh. So,
any secrets or stories you want to tell us?
No, there wasn't so many from that night. The previous nights that followed, maybe.
The previous nights that followed. That does.
Well, it's Fashion Week in London at the moment, isn't it? So it's like, yeah, fashion parties and fun.
What do you make of the dress code? Because this is a change from the norm for Laureus. It's normally black tie, red carpet. Uber cool is tonight.
Uber cool.
What do you
What do you think? I mean, you look uber cool.
Bless you, thank you. It didn't come naturally.
I've heard that phrase before, though, uber cool.
But I think you've done very well. But
Thank you.
You spotted, does anybody stand out particularly?
Do you know what? I haven't seen many people because I've been backstage, so I actually haven't seen as much. But I'll check it out online later for sure.
Would you call yourself sporty?
I think I was quite sporty as a kid. I train a lot now, but it's not like to do any particular sport. It's just for like fitness and stuff like that. But when I was a kid, I was a runner. I did boxing, I did swimming, I did everything.
Which was your favourite?
Probably the boxing.
Okay, why?
I don't know, there's just something fun and gritty about it, and it was like, I don't know, it's quite nice knowing that you're not made out of glass, if you know what I mean.
And I know you've played in a few charity football matches, haven't you? I mean, how would you fancy your chances against the likes of some of the stars here? We've got Cafu, we've got Luis Figo, Alessandro Del Piero.
Now, I get quite competitive, but I've got to say I'm terrible at football. That's the one thing I never, ever got good at.
So Arsene Wenger
But it's fun, I like to join in.
Arsene Wenger wouldn't be picking you, no?
No, he would not be picking me.
Okay, it has been a pleasure to speak to you. Thank you so much for your time.
I appreciate it.
Go and enjoy the party. Liam Payne, ladies and gentlemen.
As you will know by now, Laureus supports so many programmes around the world. But this weekend in Berlin has been really busy. Katarina Witt held a community function at the ice rink on Saturday, and everyone went along and tried their luck. And on Sunday, it was the turn of the skateboarders, and the one and only Tony Hawk turned up with the next generation of athletes.
We have some special guests here today. Sky Brown, who is one of the Olympic hopefuls. She's an excellent park skater. She's already one of the world champions at the age of 11, and she's only getting better now. We have Raíssa Leal from Brazil, who is one of the top street skaters. And we have Lenny here from Germany, who's more local, but also an excellent park skater. It's a great representation of skateboarding overall. We have been showing some of the kids foundational tricks in terms of keeping their balance, shifting their weight, really just trying to show them that they're capable of doing it. They don't always have to hold someone's hands. They can do it themselves. They just need to work towards that. It's so important that charities do recognize skateboarding as a positive influence for kids. Kids can be engaged and can learn a lot about themselves just by going out and skating.
I'm injured now.
There has been a lot of excitement in Berlin over the weekend as we led up to the awards this evening. As I mentioned, the world's biggest sports stars have been making their way onto the red carpet before going into the Verti Concert Hall this evening for the 20th anniversary of the Laureus World Sports Awards. It was jam-packed here earlier on, and I did my very best to get as many people as I could. This is who I caught up with on the red carpet. All kinds of champions making their way onto the red carpet earlier, and of course up for Team of the Year this year nominated are the Rugby World Cup winners, South Africa. I got the chance to catch up with a few of them earlier on tonight. Members of the World Cup winning team, the Boks, and I've got to, first and foremost guys, I've got to say how natural you look these days on a red carpet, because you've done a few since the World Cup, haven't you?
There was a couple. I think we're more comfortable drinking out of a cup than actually walking on a red carpet, but it's been good.
Have you had a drink yet? Or you?
Maybe a couple or 10.
Glinda, welcome to Berlin. What's it like walking down the red carpet and enjoying the achievements of these guys over the last few months?
I'm not used to walking down a red carpet, no, but it's been really good. Nice cherry on top for our country and for us as a family.
Do you have a pose? I was asking Sarah Hoy this earlier. Do you practice a pose before the cameras?
I don't. That's why I'm looking so uncomfortable. No,
take some tips off this man. He loves it. There you go. There it is. Faf, what has the last couple of months been like after success? I mean, there's been so much press. It was more than rugby, really, wasn't it, in the end?
No, it's obviously been a bit hectic. I think it helped coming over to England 2 weeks after the World Cup. Not getting recognised as much, but it's been hectic and good as well. It's been really special being a part of it and being part of this group. And yeah, like she said, it's just another cherry on top of the cake.
So you win the Cup for South Africa. You come back to play your professional rugby in England. How did that go?
I'm injured now, so no. It's I think Flo and them went out to hurt me a bit in their game. So. I think that some of the boys hate me a bit, but it's a love-hate relationship, I reckon. Yeah.
Francois, it's been it's the same question, I suppose. It's been an amazing couple of months. You've now retired from international rugby. What a way to go out on a high.
Absolutely. Couldn't really have asked for more of a fairy tale in terms of my career. To play in that final game, to get a victory, especially over a fantastic nation like England, which is where I apply my trade. As Faf was saying, I think it was a little bit more harsh upon our return than he makes out. But nonetheless, we've got fantastic mates within the English setup. So, all things said, a good environment nonetheless.
You're looking good tonight, boys. I like the get-up. Are your legs too big that your socks are showing, or is that what's that all about? Lovely.
Well, look, they did put the theme out as uber cool.
Yeah.
So I went for the slightly shorter trousers, funky socks, yellow sneakers,
and skins.
I'll let you decide. Look, professional sportsman's always recovering. So.
Obviously didn't get the invitation, did he? Thanks, guys. Have a great night. Thank you. It's been an incredible few years for Spanish basketball in general, and now I'm delighted to say that we're going to head to New York to speak to six-time NBA All-Star and Spanish international Pau Gasol. Good evening, Pau.
Hi, Gethin. Nice to meet you, and good evening.
Pau, can you tell us what this award means for Spanish basketball?
Well, it's a great honor to be recognized by the Laureus Awards. We're very, very excited and thrilled and humbled at the same time just to receive this incredible award that kind of shows and recognizes how well things have gone for Spanish basketball for the last 20 years, all the hard work and commitment and the federation, the players, the sponsors and the fans have contributed to our sport. So thank you.
The award recognises the incredible rise of Spanish basketball over the last few years. Can you tell us why and how this has happened?
Well, I think it's a result of different factors, of people really providing their best to a common goal, and from all the executives in the federation, to the players, to the coaches, to the staff, to our fans, to our sponsors. It all kind of comes together. I think we love and we share the love for basketball, and we've been able to do it at a high level, and we always put our team first, and we've been able to do incredible things and achieve many medals and championships. So we can be proud of that, and thanks to the federation for making it happen.
You yourself have been such a huge inspiration and a big player for the Spanish men's team over the years. Is there one highlight, one moment you can pick out?
What stands out for me from all these years, from my generation, but even before my generation, is just how we've been able to carry on the same spirit, the same unity. We like to call ourselves a family, and how that's been carried on from championship to championship over these 2 decades, and it's been fantastic. It's something that I'm very proud of, and I love to see it, even when I haven't been able to play and participate. So it's been great, and I think that's one of the things that I'm most proud of.
Around 30 men and women have made it to the NBA over the last few years. Is this another recognition of how well Spanish basketball is doing?
Well, for sure, the number of players, Spanish players that have been able to play in the NBA or WNBA, playing in the better leagues or best leagues in the world with the top players, I think speaks highly, and it's just another sign of how well Spanish basketball has done, and the quality of our players, and the growth of our basketball. Something that was unthinkable and unimaginable before the year 2000. I think it has grown tremendously, and and I'm proud of have been a part of that growth and that change.
Dirk Nowitzki is picking up the Lifetime Achievement Award this year in Berlin. Is there anything you'd like to say about him?
Absolutely would like to congratulate Dirk on his incredible career. A player that has accomplished so much on and off the floor, and I hope that he continues to be a big presence and have a big impact on the world of basketball, whether it's in Dallas, whether it's in Germany, in Europe, in the world. He's been one of the greatest international basketball icons, and I have great admiration for him, great appreciation for his career. So congrats, and enjoy retirement, but continue to have a huge impact on the game, because you can.
Pau, good luck with the rehab, and thank you so much for joining us this evening.
Well, it was a pleasure. Thanks for having me.
Let's get back to the concert hall now for the acceptance speech of the winners.
Nadia Comaneci, another year at the Laureus World Sports Awards, another year crowning Simone Biles as Sportswoman of the Year. How impressive how she just keeps it going.
Well, she's one of a kind, every 30, 40 years that comes somebody who dominates a sport that, I can tell you now that in Tokyo, 150% she's going to win, because there's nobody else even close.
And how does she do what she does?
She's got great legs. She does a lot of difficulty. So the code has changed since I was competing, and now you get a lot of points from difficulty. And then she does amazing stuff, and a couple of things that she does that only guys did. So amazing.
And from a former gymnast perspective, to keep it going, to keep this intensity up, what does that take?
She knows how to do it. When she gets close to the competition, she puts in repetition. You have to know when to go up at the right moment. She has done this before in Rio, so it's nothing new. But this is the last one, because I think she already mentioned to a lot of us that she just wants to do Tokyo. But you never know. That's why she took a year off after Rio, so she came back. So we'll see.
And it has been a great year, hasn't it, for women's sport?
Oh, yeah.
The focus on it, the attention, the profile. the money going into women's sport, how does it compare to when you were competing?
Oh my gosh, there were only a few sports when I studied gymnastics. This is like 50 years ago. I was lucky that gymnastics was one of them. And for me, at 14 years old, when I won the Olympics, the sport put me on a platform. At that time, talking about gender equality, I was better than everybody in the world. So it was really good for me to be there.
Would you want to be competing today?
I'd like to be compete today if I would be 14.
But honestly, with all the pressures on young female athletes and the attention...
That's no pressure when you're young. I think that's more pressure when you're an adult and you understand. Because for me, it was different when I was 14 and different when I was 19. You know, I understood that I was an Olympic champion the second time when I went to compete, and people expect me to win this again. So, but I was 14 and people say, you were so young. Yeah, but I was in the gym 8 years. Yeah. So I know what I'm doing,
And I know you are a regular at the Laureus World Sports
Yes.
Awards. What is it that you love so much about this community?
I like everything we do. First of all, how can you go wrong using sport as a tool to change the world? Only last year, we have touched the lives of 300,000 kids. And you can see on their faces how happy they are that they had the opportunity to play sports. And what we love about this is that we get together, all of us. We all have our own life, but we celebrate when we get together.
And it's not a bad party either, is it?
It's not about party, it's about Sport for Good Foundation.
On that note, I will hand you back. Nadia Comaneci, thank you very much indeed.
Next up tonight is the Laureus World Action Sportsperson of the Year Award. Now, this athlete demonstrates supreme athletic ability and achievement, and also adds in a new trick in major competitions. If you're watching the Red Live with us, Red Carpet Live earlier, you would have seen some of the guys doing their tricks right here. They are fantastic, and here are the nominees.
Five superhuman athletes putting everything on the line, including, quite often, their lives. I'm in awe. Look behind me. Some extraordinary athletes have won this award over the years. But the Academy felt the standout performance worthy enough to join the ranks with this one.
Okay, let's do this. What has been your favorite competition you have ever competed in?
Welcome to X Games Aspen 2019.
How old were you when you first rode halfpipe?
That was absolutely impressive.
And she was only born in the year 2000.
What was the scariest trick that you learned?
Frontside 1080 tail. Captain, she goes for it, gets it around.
How do you deal with all the bruises? I'd cry all day.
Chloe, going down.
Can you do a flat 360? Yes, I can. In pipe and park.
Look for something big on this first wall.
Big backside air.
Frontside 1080. Yep.
So much style.
Getting the gold. Chloe King.
7 X Games medals.
Thanks for the show.
What is your proudest accomplishment? Probably eating 3 plates at Hometown Buffet.
Oh my gosh. Thank you, Laureus, so much for this award. I cannot believe I've won this 2 years in a row, especially up against some amazing, talented competition. So seriously, thank you all so much. I really wish I was there to party with you guys. I love Berlin. I hope you guys are having an amazing time. Party it up for me because I get to learn all about biology in the meantime, but Hope everyone has a great night. And again, thank you so much. All right, good night.
The next award this evening is the Laureus World Sports Woman of the Year Awards. Now, one lady has won it twice. She's on the nominees. Her name is Simone Biles. She's an absolutely incredible athlete, but she's up against some stiff competition this evening. Let's have a look at the list. Those are the nominees for 2020. Let's find out who the winner is.
So Simone isn't here this evening, but I think she can join us by live link. And there she is. So Simone, you're in Houston. Let us know what you're doing down there in Houston.
Yes, so this weekend we hosted our third international invitational here in Houston as I'm training for the Olympics as well.
Well, we'll assume that she's probably practicing for Tokyo. Simone, we can't hear you here, but we assume you're practicing and working very hard, as we know you do. But maybe you can tell us, because you've won this award before, maybe you can tell us what this third time means for you.
Yes, it means the world to me. This is my third Laureus Award, so I'm truly grateful, and I want to congratulate all the other nominees. And I also want to thank you to my family and my friends for all their support over the years.
I'm going to assume that she said it's amazing, it's fantastic. She's just incredibly overwhelmed.
So, Simone, you're now the most decorated gymnast in World Championship history. Any plans to put your chalk away and give somebody else a go? There are a lot of gymnasts around the world who are hoping you are saying yes to that question.
Yes, most definitely. We'll have to see how the rest of this year pans out, but after that, hopefully we'll hang it up.
Well, I'll see you there because I'll be in Tokyo, and I'm sure the world will be watching. No pressure on you, but a huge congratulations on this award. Ladies and gentlemen, the great Simone Biles.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
The next award this evening is the Laureus World Sportsperson of the Year with a Disability. Now, last year, the winner had 9 gold Olympic medals. She was a 15-time world champion, and her motto was, impossible is nothing. And it's fair to say, these guys probably agree. Such a strong category this year, all inspirational stories, but let's find out who the winner is for 2020.
She is, ladies and gentlemen, the incredible Oksana Masters. And to present this award, the fastest marathon runner who's ever lived, Eliud Kipchoge.
can sit down. Oh, you guys, I'm shaking in my legs right now. Wow, this award is amazingly beautiful in person, holy cow. Thank you so much to the Academy, the Laureus Academy, for this incredible recognition and award. It's quite heavy. I need to start lifting again. I just want to say congratulations to all the nominees that were nominated. Mandela, I see you. I watched you win so many times the past couple years, and I am blown away to be nominated with you and along with everyone else. And I'm so nervous. I'm so sorry. I want to say thank you to Paranordic, US Paranordic, and US Paracycling for allowing me to balance 2 sports and represent 2 teams that I love. And Team USA and the US Paralympics, which with the new name change, the US OPC, it's the US Olympic and Paralympic together under one name. And I just want to say thank you so much to the #1 person in my entire life, Mom. Thank you for being here. Thank you so much for saving me, giving me a second opportunity at life, and for opening the doors of sports and waiting for me until I was ready to walk through that door. And I also want to say thank you so much to my boyfriend, Aaron Pike. I had no idea he's going to be there. And to any girl or boy, no matter what age, if you guys look different or if you think you look different, to never let society determine what you see when you look in the mirror, and to never let them determine the preconceived notions of what they think is possible in yourself. So go for it. Thank you.
Yeah, could you join us? Can you join us on stage? We have to bring your mom up here. She's such a part of your story. Oh, thank you very much. Thank you. I'm so excited for you.
My childhood.
Oh, thank you. Sorry, there's not an award for the best mom, but if there were, you'd be the first one nominated.
100 million of us.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
How do you feel?
I'm so grateful to the recognition that she's gotten. She has overcome so much, and I'm just incredibly proud of her, and I know she's not done. So thanks for recognizing her and every person with a disability. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, Oksana and Gabe Masters, thank you.
I'm pleased to say I'm joined by the Laureus Academy Chairman, Sean Fitzpatrick, complete with the trophy in hand. This is what it's all about. Just tell us a little bit more about how the voting process works, how the winners are decided.
Well, the process is that it goes out to the world journalists, sports journalists. They then send it back to us in terms of a number in each category. It then goes out to the Academy, who all vote, 68, 69 now, and they all vote on it. And as we stand here now, none of the Academy know who have won. But it's quite
And is there much debate?
There's a process throughout the year that the office, we send out snippets each time something happens in sport, just to make sure that the Academy is up to speed in terms of world sport, what's going on. We then ring each other, email each other in different categories that we don't know some people. You know, Tony Hawk in the action sport or Robbie Nash will ring them and say, what's this guy, who's this girl, what's she done? And it's a very thorough process. And ultimately, we get the right people.
Yeah, so lots of intrigue around this evening, of course.
There's a lot of pressure.
Yeah, and it's a special year this year, isn't it? 20 years of the Laureus Sports Awards. What does that mean?
We're absolutely thrilled. 20 years ago we started, and it's got stronger and stronger. This is our party, this is our celebration tonight. Celebrate excellence in sport. That's what we're doing tonight. But it's also about the Sport for Good Foundation. 2001 we had our first project. We now have 200 projects, which is very dear to our heart. And you've seen tonight, you'll see lots of clips tonight. But ultimately, tonight is about this little thing and celebrating sport.
Absolutely. So with that, let's get cracking.
The next award this evening is the Laureus World Breakthrough of the Year Award. Now, this is someone who's made a huge impact on this sport and also has great potential for the future. Last year's winner, Naomi Osaka, of course, was #1 at the time. She won back-to-back Grand Slams, the first time that's happened in the women's sport since 2001. So they really do make an impression. Here are the nominations for 2020. So there they are, but who will be our winner? It's time to find out.
Hello everyone, it was a pleasure to be nominated and the winner of the Laureus Awards. It's a really big result for me, for my career, so I'm really happy. It's something that I will not forget, so really happy for that, and I hope to win again in the future.
Now, this is a bit random, but if you live in Siberia, you're probably looking for ways of keeping warm. What UDI did was they found dancing. I should say, dancing found them. They've been on American's Got Talent. They've been on Britain's Got Talent. Basically, it's fair to say they've got loads of talent. And they're about to perform at the 2020 Laureus World Sports Awards. Another special award this evening is the Sporting Moment Award. Now, because it's an anniversary, it's 2 decades of Laureus, they decided to take 20 sporting moments and then narrowed it down to 5, voted by you at home. And now it's time to reveal the sporting moment of the last 20 years.
Hello.
The Laureus Sporting Moment of the Year is the only category decided by a global public vote. And this year, in celebration of 20 years of Laureus, it will honor the most inspiring sporting moment from the past 2 decades. In that time, we've seen athletes and teams battle back from adversity, we've seen heart-stopping moments of courage, and we've witnessed breathtaking flashes of sheer wonder that only sport can provide. Behind me, you can see 20 incredible sporting moments. They were put to a global public vote to whittle them down to 5 and then down to just 1. You chose the Indian cricket team, who won the 2011 Cricket World Cup. This is the moment they clinched the title.
Absolutely magnificent. Dhoni finishes off in style. A magnificent strike into the crowd. India lift the World Cup after 28 years. The parties start in the dressing room, and it's an Indian captain who's been absolutely magnificent in the night of the final.
What a moment, a truly historic achievement. But that in itself isn't the reason they won tonight's award. It was what happened after the match that we're honoring here tonight. It was a moment where it transcended the sport and when an entire country of more than 1 billion people were united in a passionate celebration that followed the momentous win for both the country and the sport itself. Here to collect the award on behalf of their World Cup winning team, please welcome their talisman, the truly iconic Sachin Tendulkar, and to hand over the award, former Australian Cricket World Cup winning captain and Academy member Steve Waugh.
Yes. How did you feel about the people of India and winning that World Cup? What was it like the reaction of the people in the streets after winning that World Cup? What was it like for you?
First of all, good evening to everyone. To be holding this trophy, I would like to thank the Laureus Academy members for giving this memory to me. I think this is really special. And also the people who voted and felt that the moment that we saw on the screen was worth voting for. I'd like to thank them. With everyone celebrating Laureus's 20th anniversary, it's simply incredible what the Academy has been able to achieve in the last 20 years and how it has impacted so many lives through various mediums, sport, gender equality, education, so many things. It's truly incredible. And I hope it continues the way it has for the last 20 years and we impact many more lives. To answer your question about the World Cup, I think it's simply incredible, beyond words that I can express. How many times do you get an event happening where there are no mixed opinions, there are no mixed views? Very rarely the entire country celebrates. Very rarely there are no various opinions. Everyone sits together and they celebrate. And this is a reminder again of how powerful sport is and what magic it does to all our lives. I think we experience that. We experience the power of sport And that has stayed with me even now when I watch that moment. Really amazing.
Well done, mate. Congrats.
And finally, on a personal note, you still look as handsome as ever, I must tell you, but you won World Cup on your 6th and final attempt. What is it like? What was the moment you won? And what was your emotions?
My journey started in 1983 when I was only 10 years old. And why I say 1983 to the guys who don't follow cricket is India won the World Cup in 1983. And at the age of 10, I didn't understand the significance of winning that trophy. Because everyone was celebrating, I joined a party and I was celebrating. But somewhere I knew something special had happened to our country, and I wanted to experience that one day. And that's where my journey began. With the trophy in my hand, you know what? We saw this image. There is a tricolor in my hand, which obviously was the proudest moment of my life. And also holding that beautiful trophy, which I chased, as Boris said, for 22 years. But the only good thing, I never gave up. I never lost hope. I was merely lifting that trophy on behalf of my countrymen, India. And that has given me a lot of satisfaction. The 24 years that I played cricket for India has been a dream come true for me. I couldn't have asked for anything more. But there's also something which hasn't changed since then. Holding this trophy is also given me an honor to be here to represent my nation. I feel extremely proud to be holding this trophy on behalf of all the Indians and all the people who have supported Indian cricket. There's something which I want to say at this point. I had the honor of meeting the great man in South Africa, President Nelson Mandela, when I was only 19. His hardship did not affect leadership. Out of many big messages that he left behind with us, the most important I felt was sport has got power to unite, to unify everyone. Today, sitting in this room with so many great athletes, some of them did not have the best of everything, but they made the best of everything they had. And they've gone on to become champion athletes. I want to thank all of them for inspiring youngsters to pick up a sport of their choice and chase their dream. Today, I feel this trophy belongs to all of us for having inspired youngsters, and it's not just about me. So thank you very much. It's truly humbling to be here. Have a good evening.
Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for the great session and the whole of India. Please, thank you. Please.
It was a real delight to catch up with quite a few of the sporting superstars on the red carpet earlier. But one lady that really made an impression was Oksana Masters. She was nominated in the Laureus World Sports Person of the Year Awards with a disability. She's very humble. She said she didn't know she had a winning speech with her, and then her mum joined her as well. I'm delighted to say that she did win tonight, and she's made her way down to see Amanda.
I'm pleased to say I'm joined by Oksana Masters, winner of Sportsperson of the Year with a Disability, and Mum Gay. Congratulations, and I'm going to say congratulations to both of you.
Thank you.
At this moment. I mean, it has been an incredible year for you, hasn't it? I mean, how do you sum it up?
It's exhilarating, just amazing. Oh my gosh. Just insanely amazing. I don't know, it's speechless. It's a lot of work. Yeah.
What does it mean to you to be honoured by an organisation like the Laureus Academy?
That was just so crazy to me. Like, I got into sports because for myself, not to compete. It was to it was my therapy. It was a way I was going through some memories from my past and just going through amputations and learning to love myself. And sports is, I don't know what I could do without it. And the Laureus Academy, like the fact that they, like, it's just incredible because they have the same mission. They recognize my work, yeah, and with all abilities, all bodies, and it's just amazing.
Gay, was it something you always encouraged?
I just encouraged her to be herself, and I gave her opportunity to try a lot of sports. She turned a lot down, almost turned down rowing when it came an opportunity, but she still, she decided to try it. She didn't want to try something that was for a disabled person, but she got on the water and she could fly.
Yeah, my mom's very persistent. I didn't want to do it, and she kept telling me, like, just try it, you'll never know. And thank you for keeping on me and having me try that.
Yeah.
Yeah, what does your mum mean to you?
Oh my gosh, she's my hero. Like, she's everything to me. She's my best friend. You're like my world. You're everything to me. And this is not possible without her. Me standing here talking to you and being in a room with so many incredible athletes and icons and legends. If it wasn't for you and your chance on a black and white photo on a girl, she's everything. And she's irreplaceable and such a special gift from above.
Could you ever have imagined, looking at that black and white photo,
No,
that you would be standing here?
No, I just wanted to have somebody who survived her childhood and was healthy and happy, and I got a hero instead. And I know she's not finished yet, and she's just going to keep going as long as her body will let her.
Yeah, I think that's the power of sport is. Yeah.
Not finished yet.
Not finished yet.
So, what is the aim for Tokyo? I know you have said there is unfinished business.
Oh, there's unfinished business for sure. I remember that moment where I got fourth. I know exactly what I did wrong. I'm determined to fix that.
In Rio?
From Rio, yeah, and determined to fix it in Tokyo, hopefully. And I set the bar unrealistically high sometimes, and that's what I'm going to do in Tokyo, and I'm going to go for it.
And in this room, with so many incredible athletes from such a diverse range of sports, has it made you tempted to try anything different? Anything else?
Well, never swimming. I love swimming. I'm going to admire it from afar, but I would absolutely drown. The thought of like lactic acid in water and being in it is just terrifying. But, oh my gosh, I love rugby. I'm like, would love to do that. But, also, everyone is an expert in their respective sport, and I might just be a super fan on the sidelines and cheer them on from the side.
Well, many, many congratulations, and enjoy the rest of your evening.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
So this next award was very difficult to narrow down. It's the Comeback of the Year award. Superstars starting from the start and battling their way through back to elite level. Last year, Tiger Woods was the winner. He now has 15 major championships and 82 PGA wins in his bag. Let's have a look at the nominations for this year.
Out of the pits and up onto the podium, please welcome Sophia Flörsch. And to present the award, Olympic gold medal winning heptathlete, Dame Jessica Ennis-Hill.
Thank you very much. Well, this is a dream come true, to be honest. Well, first of all, I'm really happy to be here and to hold this in my hand now is a big honor. Standing in front of you all, who are actually my idols and who I look up to, Laureus, is incredible. And I don't know, I started the sport when I was 4. I loved it from the first moment onward. And I had this crash in Macau. It was bad, the video was very bad, but for me in the car, it didn't feel that bad. I remember everything. It happened so quick, you don't really realize it. And I want to thank my parents at that point. My parents, my little sister, who actually had, I think, even harder time at that time than me. I want to thank Toto Wolff and Mercedes, the F1 team, who helped me in that week, who were helping me with the doctor, Dr. Ceccarelli, who was next to me during the whole week in Macau in the hospital. It was hard times, but for me, I always had the goal to come back in a race car, which was happening 106 days later. And yeah, I mean, having this in my hand now is incredible. I'm really thankful for it. Thanks to the Academy for letting me win it. And hopefully I'm going to be here in some years again as Sportswoman of the Year. And yeah, have a great evening.
So that was your favourite sporting moment over the last 2 decades, and wonderful words from Sachin Tendulkar, who's with Amanda and Boris Becker right now.
So this is a combination of sporting greats I'm not sure I'd ever have anticipated speaking to. Boris Becker and Sachin Tendulkar. Sachin, you're the one with the trophy in hand, so I feel I have to start with you. Congratulations, yourself and India winning.
Thank you so much.
Laureus sporting moment of the 20 years.
This is truly special because, you know, I grew up watching and dreaming about lifting the World Cup trophy. And when it actually happened in 2011, it was a dream come true. What a journey it has been for me. And here, with this beautiful trophy again in my hand, I'm lifting this on behalf of my nation, India. This is for all the Indians back home and the ones who've supported Indian cricket through ups and downs.
I did love that. Most people, when they get nominated for an award, you send a few messages to friends and family, please vote. You ended up with Virat Kohli and some of the biggest names, not just in Indian sport, in world sport. I mean, nobody else really had a chance, did they, with the whole Indian subcontinent voting?
Well, I think, as I said earlier, that, you know, it is, we talk about the Laureus Academy members. Back home, we are a billion-plus member team. And that team is a formidable team. They follow cricket, they love cricket. And, you know, it's just one of those moments where everyone was reminiscing how 2011 was so beautiful, and sport has, again, the power to unify everyone, bring everyone closer to each other, and just share those happy memories.
How often do people mention it to you?
Very often, because we friends catch up. We discuss. There are so many stories. In fact, just now I bumped into Mike Horn, who spent 2.5 months with us during the World Cup. And Mike is also a member here at the Laureus Academy. So we've gone on to become good friends. So as and when we meet up, you know, those stories have to come up.
Boris, what's your cricket ability like?
I love the grass playing on. I like, you know, the colors you're wearing, but no good in cricket, I must say. But I love India. I've been there many times. If you know how popular this man is in India, you would kneel in front of him. Honestly, he's an icon. And India, as such, is a sporting nation. So it was beautiful for me to say, and thanks India, because most people just say, thanks my family, or, you know, sponsor here and there. So I think that is your character and your personality. So my tennis skills are better than my cricket skills, put it that way.
I heard a story once that you were caught at Lord's allegedly watching England play India at cricket, but you were spotted actually inside watching the golf on television.
There are so many stories about me the last 30 plus years. Some are true, most of them are not true. How could I ever watch another sport if I'm at Lord's? But the problem is the games are so long. It's 6-7 hours and you're in the lounge.
There are multiple formats now.
Yeah, you were teaching me.
Changing, getting faster.
But then there's food.
And engaging.
Some of the tennis matches these days, though.
Yeah, but there's food in the lounge, and there's a bit of champagne and a lot of television, different sports. So it wasn't really my fault. Sometimes my eyes wander around, but most of the time I watch the cricket.
Sachin, do you play any tennis?
I was going to say the same thing, that I play tennis. I don't know whether Boris has been able to pick up a cricket bat or not, but
I tried. Yeah, well, if you teach me, I'll certainly be a student.
That's if you teach me how to play tennis.
That's it. That's the deal. We saw it on TV here.
I think it's the next Laureus project.
Yeah, good.
Isn't it?
Look forward to it.
Yeah. Sachin, congratulations. Boris, thank you so much for your time as ever.
Thank you.
Thank you.
One of the three special awards for this year's awards are Sport for Good. Obviously, it's been a theme throughout the weekend, as it is for Laureus. And I'm delighted to say that the winners actually got their prize yesterday, but they're about to be awarded it on stage right now. Take it away, South Bronx United.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage South Bronx United program leader Andrew So and two students who have directly benefited from their work, Mohamed Konate and Maria Martinez. And to present the award, Chairman of the Laureus Academy, Sean Fitzpatrick.
It's a little crazy to be up here on this stage with everyone. Thank you so much to Laureus, especially for making this part of your mission. And it's really humbling for us to be up on the stage representing hundreds of other organizations across the globe that use sport for social good. For me, I'm particularly honored to be here working with, day-to-day, working with amazing young people like Mohamed and Maria, and to be able to work with so many, support so many young people in the Bronx to achieve their dreams, especially immigrant youth and immigrant families that really show that diversity makes our community stronger. So thank you.
So, Andrew, I know Laureus Sport for Good has backed SBU with grant funding to help with your work, and tonight's all about recognising successful programmes like yours. What does that recognition mean to you and the kids back home?
It's incredible. I mean, we're never dreamed of coming out here to Berlin and to receive this award. And Laureus' support is going to continue to help us grow and have an even bigger impact in the community. We're working with 1,200 youth, but we can work with so many more and have an even bigger impact in somewhere that is needed.
Great. And Maria and Mohamed, it's an amazing night for you. How are you feeling about being here tonight with some of these football greats? I don't know if you've spotted them all. Alessandro Del Piero, Luis Figo, Ruud Gullit here somewhere.
You know, it's a surreal moment. I grew up watching
come and talk to the mic.
Sorry. Sorry. I said it's a surreal moment. I grew up watching all of these legends play football, you know, controlling them in FIFA. So I sit right there. So, you know, after this, do you want to say something?
You want to say something?
Yes. Well, first I want to say thank you to SBU for giving me this chance. I think I'm very, very honored to be here, and I'm living my dream. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, South Bronx United. Terrific. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Very nice to meet you.
Thank you.
Congratulations. Yeah.
Well, I'm pleased to say I'm joined by former Olympic and world champion figure skater Katarina Witt. Lovely to see you. And here at home, what does it mean to you, the fact that Laureus is here celebrating its 20th anniversary?
I think it's fantastic. I think it's fantastic to be in Berlin celebrating the 20th anniversary. And it's perfectly fitting with Sport Unites Us. Berlin was a city which was divided for many, many years, came finally together 30 years ago. We have the 30th anniversary of reunification this year. And so, like it was in the past, you know, I come from the former East Germany, and sport for us always was something to make friends from all over the world with other athletes. So we had never boundaries really. So that was always the slogan, Sport Unites Us.
And speaking of that, you got the opportunity to take some of the Laureus ambassadors to one of your projects here in Berlin on Saturday night. Tell us a little bit more about it.
Yeah, that was fantastic and put a big smile in my face because I've been the godmother of Kick on Ice since 2003, where we have children or young people playing ice hockey late in the evening. So we get them off the street and we put them into teams. They learn so much for life they take on with them. And it was so fantastic. Then a lot of the Academy members and friends came with me. It was Boris Becker was there, Franz Klammer was on the ice, and we had Tammy actually in a sledge, so she could see how it is when you play hockey. And I think it was just fantastic that everybody joined me by the ice. And it was funny enough because it was the first time since almost 10 years I stepped on the ice myself, put my skates on. And so it was fun to share this with other great idols of mine in sports.
Was that a conscious decision for you not to step on the ice for 10 years?
Yeah, it was sort of conscious. Yeah, I felt, you know, if I want to go on the ice, I want to do choreography, I want to do jumps, I want to spin, I want a nice dress, I want music. And so I didn't go for many years. But here I had no chance to bail out, you know, everybody watching. So I figured, okay, I'll put my skates on. It was fun.
Yeah. Will you be doing it again in the near future?
Yeah, I will. I don't put them away so far away anymore like I did. I put it up in my closet. I had to take a ladder to get up to my skates. So now they stay on the floor and I greet them, and I feel maybe soon I put my feet on the ice again.
Fantastic. And which of the Laureus Academy members have got any potential on the ice? I saw Brian Hobana.
He was amazing. He was just chasing out fast, yeah, and the boards stopped him. He fell into the boards. Thank God nothing happened. But it was amazing how he took the ice and how he just raced one of the fastest hockey players, and I think he raced him out. So very brave of him to do that.
Okay, Katarina, thank you so much. A real pleasure to speak to you. Enjoy the rest of your evening.
I will. Thank you very much. Good night.
Okay, here's a question. What's 30 centimetres tall, 20 years old, and takes about 45 hours of craftsmanship? Well, it would be the beautiful, the prestigious Laureus World Sports Awards statuette. Now, unfortunately, it's so prestigious and so precious, they wouldn't let me have one on the red carpet. So I've got this to show you instead, a bit of a replica, but it is a beautiful story behind it because this is a symbol of a human reaching for the stars. The actual award is designed by Cartier, but it's far more than a shiny reward for our athletes this evening. It is something to symbolise the great of sport and how sport can make a difference to people all over the world.
Has the firmest handshake in the room this evening. No word of a lie. Adventurer and explorer Mike Horn.
Good evening.
Good evening. Mike, I can't imagine there's many evenings that you spend kicking back, watching a show, sitting on a sofa. Are there?
No, you know, in the last 5 years, I only spent 32 days at home. Not 32 days, one after the other, but spread over 5 years. And
32 days?
Yeah, I slept more of my life in a tent and in a sleeping bag than actually in my own bed. Yeah.
And it was only 6 weeks ago you were on your last adventure.
Yeah, 6 weeks ago I came back from the crossing of the North Pole unsupported, and the Norwegian called Borgi Ausland and myself left from Alaska with a boat and sailed up to 85 degrees north, about 600 kilometers from the North Pole. Left the boat and then through the polar winter, through the darkness and the coldest period of the Arctic Ocean, skied via the North Pole back to Spitsbergen, a distance of nearly 2,000 kilometers.
You say it in such a matter-of-fact manner. You do realize that what you do is nuts.
You know, sometimes I look at things that I want to do, and I'm afraid of what I want to do. And I always say that if your dreams don't scare you, they're not big enough. And I was taught to dream big and to see things as possible and not as impossible. And once you start stepping out of your comfort zone and going into the unknown, it becomes your home. Fear becomes your home. Taking risks becomes your home. Challenging yourself is where you feel comfortable. And, you know, that makes the impossible possible. And it's not because I'm bigger and stronger than anybody else. It's just that I try and do these things.
Incredible to speak to you, Mike Horn. Thank you very much indeed. Makes you tempted to start planning the next challenge, doesn't it?
Sachin, congratulations on the award this evening. It's really interesting that you mentioned one man in particular during your speech. That was Nelson Mandela. Of course, he is the man that started this whole movement off. He's been such an inspiration through sport, hasn't he?
Absolutely. I mean, it was such a huge honor to meet the great man. You know, I was only 19 then. The first time I met him, I was part of the Indian team. The second time I met him, I was the captain of the Indian team. And coincidentally, even on both occasions, I scored a century. So I told him, sir, I would want you to come for every match because, you know, it seemed to be working well for us.
What have you made of this evening, and how was it for you sort of mingling with some of sporting's greatest stars?
Oh, there are so many legends in that room. I mean, it's such a fantastic moment with such high energy inside that room. And then you've got so many athletes who've set great examples. And that is exactly what I said earlier, that, you know, there are multiple guys who didn't have the best of everything, but they made the best of everything that they had and inspired youngsters, you know, to pick up any sport of their choice and, you know, to chase a dream. I mean, I chased my dream for such a long time. It took me 22 years to get hold of the most beautiful trophy that I wanted to. The reason I started playing cricket was the World Cup. And, you know, with those kind of things, it leaves you lifetime memories. And then especially when you walk inside the hall and then you get this beautiful trophy on behalf of my country, India. I'm here to receive this, and having won this trophy is truly special. So a big thank you to all the Indians, all the well-wishers of Indian cricket who've supported us through ups and downs. It wouldn't have happened without their support.
Thank you, and congratulations.
Thank you so much.
To accept the award, please welcome to the stage Springbok captain Sia Kolisi, recently appointed head coach Jock Nienaber, with members of that victorious South African rugby team, and to present Laureus founder Johan Rupert.
Congratulations. All right. Congratulations. All right. Thank you very much. Good job. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. All right.
Thank you so much.
Congratulations. Okay. Someone's got to say something.
No questions.
Yeah.
Yeah, first of all, I'd like to take this moment to thank the Laureus Academy for recognizing us as a team. I want to say thank you on behalf of my teammates and obviously all of those that can't be here today, and obviously on behalf of South Africa. And when I thank Rupert, you and Tata Nelson Mandela for starting this 20 years ago, when I'm saying thank you for that, I think the real winners today are the 5 million kids that lives that you've touched. So thank you so much for that, because a lot of us are standing here because of the motivation and all the work that you've done for us. And thank you for supporting us throughout the World Cup and coming us to give us some words of wisdom. Yeah, and thank you to all the nominees tonight and all the winners. And I'm not speaking only on behalf of myself, my teammates as well. You've all have inspired us in our life and our journey. And when Mr. Mandela spoke 20 years ago, when he said power is a sport to unite, I can honestly tell you I felt it first, and obviously in 1995 I was a bit too young. But with this group of players, you know, we have Afrikaans guys, Xhosa guys, and guys from the farms, you know, and we all have different challenges. But we came together because of the game that we love, which is rugby. And we came together because we had one goal. And we fought so hard for each other because our country at the time was going through such a difficult period. You know, we had gender-based violence, we had xenophobia. And our main goal was to make sure that we come together and do the best that we can in the sport that we love. And we gave everything we can. And we didn't only see South Africa come together when we brought back the trophy. We inspired a lot of kids to live their dreams. Now a kid from the township who can't afford school shoes, who walks to school and who doesn't eat each and every single day can stand here and be a Rugby World Cup winning captain. And some guys from the farm can become Springbok coaches. Like Chis and Kobe has a beautiful story as well, you know. He's been told that he can't make it so many times, and he fought against that, and now he's one of the best players in the world. And Francia Lowe, who comes from a family who's a rich rugby family who love rugby, and he had to fight all through that to make write his own path, and now he's made it to the air, and he's inspired so many other people. So I want to say thank you on behalf of the country, and thank you to the guys who've done it before us, Brian Abanez, the John de Villiers, pushed in. We really appreciate this, and thank you to all of you for this. And just one last message to say to all the sportsmen, just keep on doing what you're doing, because it's not just about you. There's people who are looking at you, and we really touch people's lives in ways that governments can't do, politicians can't do. You can touch and change a kid's life. You don't even know who he is or where he's from, but he looks at you and say, one day I want to be like that. Thank you so much, everybody. Enjoy the rest of the night.
All right, thank you. Don't go anywhere yet. Congratulations, guys. Hang in there for just 1 minute. One more minute. It was 20 years ago. I was fortunate enough to be standing right there behind Nelson Mandela when he made this speech. And I'll never forget the looks on the faces, the tears of people were crying, and the importance of what he said. So here we are today celebrating a team that is the very embodiment of his words and the unswerving belief in the power of sport, an ethos that has remained our guiding principle since that day. And I'd like to offer my gratitude to our founding patrons and my personal thanks to Johan Rupert, who brought Nelson Mandela to the first Academy meeting, knowing that those inspirational words would inspire and reverberate around the world, and which are ringing still in our ears so many years later, perhaps more relevant than ever. So congratulations to the Springboks and all the athletes and fans in this room and beyond who have taken up his mantra. Thank you very much.
Oksana, you did it. You've got the award. First and foremost, it's really heavy.
Oh my gosh, yes, this is
Get the
legit.
curls. This is training, right?
Yeah, I did not need to lift today. I didn't know that.
This is a training night for you. I said to you before the awards, what would happen if you did win? You said you didn't have a plan. How was it? What was it like up there when you heard it was your name?
Honestly, sweaty. I got so nervous. And I was so excited. Like I said, I was literally shaking inside my legs. Like, I couldn't feel my feet. But, and the room is just so big. But honestly, having my mom here and looking out and seeing her face was just, I wanted to scream Mom, we made it.
You did make it. And you were so humble before, talking about being here and deserving to be here. The world knows about you. It was a standing ovation. Everyone knows your story. Do you realise now, a lot of people like Lewis Hamilton, Sachin Tendulkar, they were talking about responsibility. I suppose you have that responsibility now to inspire others, right?
You know, the cool thing is I don't know, I never look at it as a responsibility. It's just an honor because personally, I never had that person to look up to when I got into sports that I could relate to. And everyone has Serena Williams, Michael Jordan, and all these amazing athletes on their wall. And I think partially, I didn't know I could be here at this level of sports because I didn't have someone to see and be like, they did it, I can do it. And now, so to me, it's just an honor to be able to ignite that same passion and hopefully be just like, I don't know, just one little grain of sand that maybe is like in this world, along with all the Paralympians and all the athletes that are in this category nominated with me, to ignite that passion in sport, regardless
Good to
of
be a
what
little
body,
dressed down.
shape, size,
a
what
real
you have
pleasure
and don't
to
have, whatever it
speak
is.
to you as
You are such an inspiration. You're looking at me like you want to give yourself a rest and put the trophy down. So I'll let you go. Thank you so much for talking to us again, and well done again.
Thank you so much. You're a good luck charm. Thank you. Yeah.
I'll be here every year. Every year.
You need the ball.
Please.
Start again. Andiamo! Good game.
I'm pleased to say I'm joined by Edwin Moses, former chairman of the Laureus Academy, the man who presented South Africa with the Team of the Year award. Just talk us through that moment, because it really looked quite emotional.
It was emotional. I can envision myself standing behind Mr. Mandela giving that speech, and on his 100th birthday, on the website, they wrote out the entire speech. It was like 4.5 minutes, and I almost had tears in my eyes because I remembered exactly what I was looking at in the eyes of the audience, and it was just, I've never seen anything like that in my life.
What do you think he would make, having given such a powerful speech at the inaugural Laureus Awards 20 years ago? What do you think he would make of where Laureus is today?
I think he would be very happy. I think we still have a lot of work to do in facing discrimination and racism and unfairness and injustice in the world, and we can do a lot of that through sports. So I'm sure he would be concerned about the scenario in Portugal last night. I certainly am concerned about it, but those are the kinds of things. Yes, those are the kinds of things that we still have to fight, and the sports world really has a lot to add to that fight.
What do you see as the biggest challenge?
In sports? Right now, I think the racism is very big, and also the parity of women's athletics, the women's pay, equity for women in sports. I think those are the two big things. And then, of course, after that, you have the TIA problem, which is around the world, is still problematic for a lot of people. So I think sports people can really help heal that.
Of course, we are spoiled this evening, aren't we, in terms of the number of sporting greats.
We got Lewis Hamilton on top tonight. 2 winners in that category. It's just unbelievable, unbelievable.
What do you make of the new look, the new dress code, the relaxed seating?
I like it. Yeah. I like it. Yeah.
Is it the start of the new face of Laureus?
Exactly. I remember when in my business and finance, everyone used to wear a suit and braces every day. Now you go to these offices, guys are in open shirts and jeans, so everything's changed. Yes, good to be a little dressed down.
Edwin Moses, a real pleasure to speak to you as ever.
Thank you. Okay.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Appreciate it. Thanks, Vladimir. That was wonderful. Couldn't have said it better myself. This is a huge honor. Thanks to Laureus. Thanks to the Academy. A lot of you guys are in the room. Inspired me, of course, to be great. I was fortunate to grow up in a sports family that embraced the power of sports. My sister and mom played basketball. My father played handball, so I grew up in gyms all around the country, and I loved every minute of it. And first, I think it's about having fun. It's about being with your friends and excitement. Then it's about learning to win, to lose, learn to handle your emotions. And then you get to the stage where you want to improve. You want to compete with the best in the country, in your area. And then, it's once you made it on a certain stage, is how do I stay there? How do I maintain greatness for a long, long time? And of course, we all know in this room that it takes a lot of hard work and a lot of support from a lot of people. And watching this video, of course, makes me still a little emotional. I've just been down about 8-9 months ago, and I'm still going through the phase where I do miss it, and I'm sure it's going to get better eventually. But I was fortunate to have the support of a lot of people. I'll also accept this award, a lifetime award, not only what I've done on the court, but also what I try to do off the court. I think we athletes have a great platform, and I had some great role models when I got to the NBA. Two of my closest friends to this day are Steve Nash and Michael Finley, who were not only great players, but also great professionals on and off the floor. And they taught me how to be great off the floor, how to care for your community, how to help others. So I founded my foundation in Dallas in 2001, a long, long time ago. And I also have a foundation here in Germany, and I founded that in 2005. I try to help a lot of kids and reach a lot of kids and connect and unite. And so I'm proud where my journey has taken me off the court as well as on. Sports, of course, was a powerful tool for me, and it taught me a lot. It taught me life lessons. And I want to say to the next generation, I always keep asking me, how did I do it? I think I want to tell you, try everything. Try all sorts of sports and really find what you truly love. Because you can't be great. You're not going to work your butt off every night in the gym if you don't really love what you do. So find your passion and live out your dream. To Laureus, what you've accomplished for 20 years, how many lives you changed, I want to say congratulations. And thank you for this award. Some of my family is here tonight since we are in Germany. Vielen Dank, dass ihr alle da seid. Vielen Dank für die Unterstützung. I want to say thanks for not only, of course, my people that have supported me through this journey, whether my family, my wife, and Holger, and all sorts of people that meant so much to me, but the fans here in Germany that stayed up in the middle of the night to watch me perform, that laughed when I laughed, that cried when I cried. Thank you. This award is also for you. Appreciate it, and have a great night. Thank you.
Well, as a proud English woman, it's a little bit difficult to say, but congratulations to South Africa for Laureus Team of the Year. I'm pleased to say I'm joined by World Cup winning captain Sia Khaleesi, Springbok legend Brian Habana. It was quite emotional up on stage, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. Because it's like such a huge honor and a privilege for us as a team to be amongst like such great teams, and what we've been through as a team the past couple of years and to where we are right now, it's been a real struggle. And so so it was hard to speak about, and just being with the guys, and knowing that what we all had to go through to be where we are today, that's why it was really emotional, and we're really grateful though and happy to be here.
We're going to come on to the guys in a minute, but a year ago You lost your bags, there was a missed flight, your wife didn't even make it to the awards.
Yeah.
Are you pleased you bothered to give it another go?
Yeah, I'm very happy. She's sitting down there, very happy. Last year was very tricky. I couldn't even go to the after party because obviously she was laying in the hotel. But today's been amazing, and it's, Laureus really looks after everyone. And last year was just a mistake. That's why I knew I'll definitely come back again.
I've heard it's been dubbed a Khaleesi moment.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
There's a few of those. And
luckily, there was a Zara nearby. You know what happened? I actually landed, went to the hotel, then I realized my bags are not there. Went straight to Zara, got dressed, and went straight to the awards.
Other clothing companies are available, of course. But Brian, how does this World Cup winning side compare to your World Cup winning team, do you think?
obviously very different. We became the first Springbok side to win the World Cup outside of our country. We, much like this team, didn't really know what was happening back in South Africa, so I think they potentially had a bit more of an idea. We got back to scenes not even close really remote to as epic what they did, and I think, and I don't say it tongue-in-cheek, the real stories that are getting told by Makazole Mapimpi that had to walk 10 kilometers to and from school to get a glimpse of what a life could be, to get an education, to try to get out of his circumstances. I got emotional in that final week talking about this amazing gentleman to my left's story. I grew up thinking or asking my parents what type of rugby boot I want to wear, or buy me this, buy me this. He was, and I got really emotional because he was waking up or wanting to think about where his next meal is coming from. And the reality is that's a reality for almost 60% of our population. Unemployment rate of 29.5%. And what the group of 2019 did, and in his humble state, Sia's mentioned it so many times over the course of the last couple of months, is that they put all their differences aside, were encouraged to dream as big as they could possibly dream. But the differentiating factor was that they worked extremely hard together as a group to achieve that dream. And to see what that had happened and how it happened, and to see how it united more than 95, more than 2007, because it was real stories, tangible stories that people could take and now live by, and inspiring so many more than what we could possibly think about in 2007 and 95. So hopefully the next Invictus is going to be made. I think he's asked for Will Smith to be his
Maps
Mapunyani.
Apparently somebody stopped me and asked me if I'm Maps.
Are you gonna do auditions yourself, or?
Oh no, I don't.
That's
think
why I
they're
signed
doing
with Rock
anything.
Nation. That's why I signed Rock Nation, getting into the Hollywood circle. He's become a global superstar. His humility, but how this team portrays himself is absolutely fantastic. And we need heroes, and what these guys have given us are heroes, like a Cheslin Colby, who has had to overcome people constantly telling him he's not good enough. People coming back from saying you're not good enough to be there. And it's tangible stories that a big part of our population can now live with. And like I say, I sat there crying. I got to embrace this man and his family post that final. And when those stories are so real, where they're so emotional and so authentic, it makes you stand up and feel proud to be South African.
It is wonderful to speak to you both. Brian Habana, congratulations on your induction into the Laureus Academy. Sia, congratulations to yourself and the whole team for winning the Laureus Academy Sports Team of the Year.
Thank you, Amanda.
Sia Khaleesi, the captain of the winning rugby team at the World Cup in Japan last year, and Brian Habana alongside him. And fair play to Brian, he actually kept his emotions in check for once when he's next to the South African captain.
I'm not just excited, I think extremely proud to be South African, having spent 6 weeks in Japan and seeing that team go on a journey in what culminated Sia Khaleesi becoming the first ever black captain, not only captain his country, but go on and win that award. I got quite emotional a few times in that final week, and to see the reception they got in South Africa, I almost want to say, and no just given to the group of 2007 or 95, but I almost feel that 2019 was much bigger than both of those put together. And I think being able to be honoured, having been here in 2008 and won the award, the likes of Jake White, the Bucky's Buerta, Butch James, Skalkberger, the guys like Sia, who actually have now inspired a new generation, particularly rugby players in South Africa, is something truly inspirational.